Welcome to TCH Live as we get ready for tonight's game being streamed from the Texas Card House RGV. It's going to be a 1-3 Hold'em stream. Seat 1, we got Goose. Seat 2, Eli. Seat 3, Hernandez. Seat 4, Mari. Seat 5, Baby Spider. Seat 6, Heavy. Seat 7, George. Seat 8, Fletcher. And rounding out the list is going to be Frank in Seat 9. So $10 live straddle. You can see Seat 3 there. Hernandez put it on the $10 live straddle. And Mari has the ace jack, going to be raising it up to 30 here on the first hand. Heavy just getting settled into his seat. Will fold his hand. And George with the jacks. Put on a pretty big 3-bet here. Looks like about 150. It's going to be 155. And let's see what Mari does with his hand. Mari going to let it go. And 3-bet here on the first hand. Little $44 win. And you can see the chip counts there on the bottom of your screen. George buying in for 320. Buying in for 320. A Baby Spider buying in for 1,000. Heavy buying in for 1,000. Fletcher buying in for 310. Frank in at 500. Goose in at 450. Eli in at that 697 or 897. 697. So Eli for 700. George winning the first hand. And he's going to raise it up here on the second hand with the ace-7. And he's going to have a hard time winning this hand, as he does pick up 4 different callers and has the worst equity between all the hands right now. Hernandez flopping a 9, and he will check it around. As a Baby Spider has arrived in the bucket hat. Looks like Frank's going to take a stab here with the 6s. Actually has a very vulnerable hand, as he can very easily get counterfeited with another 9 or some running big cards. And Eli, who has the 9, going to be making the call. Hernandez will get out of the way with the best hand.
You didn't show up there, right? Huh? I don't want it. No, my picture's not on the... I'm saying you didn't show up to play that day. You're just kidding. Me! You was the one going crazy that day. Friday?
So Frank left with just 1 out, as Eli has a 6 in his hand. And now Frank picks up 5 additional outs, as he can hit a flush now. Holding the 6 of clubs, it'll go check, check. And Frank hitting the flush. Had 1 immediate out on the flop. And he did pick up, as I said, 5 extra outs on the turn. So backdoor flush for Frank here. Really no reason for him to bet it, as he's only getting called by a better hand. So he will take his showdown value, winning the $210 pot. As we get ready for the third hand. So the game is 1-3. The blinds are 1-3, but it really plays more like a 5-10 game. Not sure if you've ever watched a stream from the Rio Grande Valley here, but do not let the 1-3 blinds fool you. This game plays really big for a 1-3. And for the third straight time, George going to be raising it up. Has the ace-king this time. And for the second straight hand, Frank has a pocket pair. He's going to be making the call. Marty, out of the big blind, has a pocket pair. And looks like he's just going to be making the call here. So 3 ways to a flop we go. Frank going to need a 3. George going to need an ace or a king. Instead, it's going to come jack high. George looks like he's assembling a continuation bet here. Bet in just under half pot, probably about a 48% pot size bet there, 55 into 116. Let's see if Marty peels one card here. It looks like he's going to peel a card. George still going to need to hit an ace or a king. And there's the ace right on cue. Marty checking once again. And George now betting 125. I think this is going to do it for Marty. So give him credit. Made the call on the flop when he was ahead and made the fold on the turn when he was behind. So George winning 2 out of the first 3 pots. But it's not how you start the race, it's how you finish the race. So 2 players in the green, 1 player has not played a hand, and everybody else in the negative. So action's going to be on Heavy. Heavy was actually watching the stream on Wednesday. He saw what he liked, and he said, put me on the list for the next stream. So Heavy going to be limping in with the suited queen. Fletcher going to be raising it up here with the 7-6 offsuit. Oh, Eli with the aces. Here comes the 3-bet. And looks like about 70? 75. Oh, Hernandez making the call here with the jack 9. And Baby Spider with the 10s, he makes the call as well. Fletcher started this off. He says he's going to make the call as well. And not to say I told you so, but this isn't your typical 1-3 game. It does play different here at the Texas Card House, as it is going to come king high. Fletcher hitting bottom pair. Hernandez hitting middle pair. And Fletcher's going all in. Does Eli just call, or does he re-raise to isolate here? In general, somebody should have a king here, but nobody does. Eli does announce all in. Hernandez with middle pair here. 14% equity as of right now. Will get out of the way, and Spider knows somebody has a pair better than a 10. So Fletcher does have 4 outs available as we go to a turn. Fletcher need to hit a 7 or a 6, and Fletcher hits the 6. Fletcher cracking aces. And to Frank's disbelief, so Fletcher raising it 20 pre-flop with 7-6 offsuit, calls a 3-bet, hits bottom pair, and just goes with it. Rips it with bottom pair on the flop, gets there on the river.
I knew it was gonna scare him. The river was gonna scare him. You have the fucking meat.
We are live on the YouTube chat. Looks like we got somebody here. YouTube chat. Fletcher doesn't play around. So George picking up the ace-king, and this time just limping. Fletcher with the 3-deuce. Goose with the ace-jack, making the call, as does Eli. And George is going to be putting on a back race here. I'm thinking at least 75, maybe 100. 100 more he announces, so 115 to go. Goose with the ace-jack was the initial raiser, and he's going to make a quick fold, as does Madi. And Hernandez does the same. So ace-king treating George good tonight, as he has won 2 pots already with the ace-king. And he is up over $200. So Fletcher with the quick fold, folding the AC-deucey. Frank with the 9-7, raising it up here under the gun +1. This is not GTO poker. This is ATC poker. Eli with the suited ace, going to be putting on the 3-bet here, up to $100. And Hernandez makes the quick call. He came to gamble tonight. I think Frank just maybe has to fold, but he did buy in for 500, so let's see if he's in the gambling mood. No, he does let it go. So heads up to a flop we go. Ace high versus king high. And an ace will come right on the flop. Eli's probably just going to go all in here. You can see he has $200 in his stack. And there's $200 in the pot. But he does decide to slow play it. And now he hits 2 pair. And now he goes all in. Hernandez just going to have to give it up here. Has king high, no pair, no draw, 1 card to come. And he will let it go. So Eli getting his aces cracked, now getting a little back with the ace-10. And it looks like we have a fan of Goose in the chat. So Frank raising it last hand with the 9-7 offsuit. This time puts on the straddle under the gun. Action will be on the aforementioned Goose. Goose with the queen 9 of hearts, limping. And Hernandez putting on a small raise here with his ace up to 25. George going to be making the call with his suited ace. Fletcher does the same. And Frank getting some pretty good pot odds here. Doesn't have a great hand, but he is getting pot odds, so he will make the call, and we will go 5 ways to a flop of $125. Everybody misses. George does have a flush draw, so he'll probably stick around. But everybody's going to check the flop. Frank hitting a 5. Oh, George checked again. And Frank's going to put out a tiny bet here. 30 into 125. That's not going to get rid of George. As George going to be making the call here. And to the river we go. You can see George outs on the top. A king or a 10 also worked for him. Instead, it's going to be a 9. So George decided not to bluff here. A bluff would have worked. Frank is going to see that the 5 is the winner. So I believe they popped up the VPIP last hand. So normally the chip stacks will flash up between the hands, but I know they said they're going to be also flashing up the VPIP tonight, as some of the viewers were asking about the VPIP. And I believe I saw it flash up last hand. $10 button straddle coming from George. Action going to start to the left of the straddle. So action is on Fletcher. He is the small blind. He's going to owe $1. And he will fold the 8-3. Frank also letting his big blind go. Eli with the pocket pair. Going to be raising it up. Looks like 50, 55. It's 50. 50 with the 5s. And Hernandez might be going all in with the ace. No, Hernandez just makes the call, as his stack is starting to get low. Heavy confirming that it is $50. And he's going to be making the call from the cutoff. George the Straddlers owes $40. And he's going to make the call in position here. Feels like he's getting the pot odds. And 4 ways to a flop we go of over $200. Pocket 5's out of for right now, but Heavy actually has the best equity with the Queen Jack. But it is Hernandez who hits 3 aces. And does he check or does he go all in? He's got about $100 left in his stack. He's going to check, trying to trap. And he is going to find somebody step into his trap. So George pretty much just betting on position here. Doesn't think anybody has an ace. But he's about to find out that Hernandez has an ace, because Hernandez is about to go all in. There's the all in. And I don't even know if George is going to be able to call here. It's about another extra $30. But you can see the pot's over $300. So maybe he calls because he has possible backdoor. Yeah, it's $99. So it's another $39 for him. He does have some backdoor straight outs, but he was pretty much caught with his pants down here. All right, a 7? A 7 for fun? A 7 still works, right? Okay. Yeah, so the ace will win the pot. So Hernandez with the 3 aces winning the $400 pot here.
Almost gay.
So George is telling, he wasn't drawn in. George is telling the table I had backdoor straight, but he was getting too good of a price. It was another $30 to win 300. So button will move to Fletcher, who is the early chip leader here. He's up about $400. Hernandez, with that pot, he is now up $7. So action's going to be under the gun on Eli. Eli with the San Francisco busboy. It's a queen with a tray. And he is going to get rid of the San Francisco busboy. Hernandez just winning the last hand. Has another ace. Makes the call. Marty putting out the quick raise with the king queen to $20. Folded around to Frank in the small blind, who lets it go. Goose in for $3, has an ace, will put out the $20. And Hernandez going to be doing the same. You can see that Marty actually has the best equity since both Goose and Hernandez are sharing the ace. And it is Hernandez who's going to hit middle pair. It does get checked to Marty. Marty seeing if he has any clubs in his hand, and he does have the queen of clubs. He will check it back. To the turn we go. Jack coming on the turn, and I think if it checks to Marty again, I think he's going to bluff. But it's not going to check to Marty again, as Hernandez puts out a small bet here, $15. Marty calling. I think Marty has bad intentions. Yeah, the flush get in there. As I said, I think Marty has bad intentions here. Another small bet from Hernandez, and I kind of like a $100 raise here for Marty. He did float on the flop. Felt like the bet was weak on the turn, and I think he's going to make it 100. Oh, he lets it go. I'm pretty sure one of the voices on one of those shoulders was saying, put out the bluff, put out the bluff. But something that I do like to mention is around the first, oh, there's the VPIP. Hernandez in at 78%. George in at 67%. Surprisingly, Baby Spider is only at 11%, but I guarantee you that's going to be at least double before the stream ends. Baby Spider at the bottom of the VPIP. 10 hands in. Hernandez putting out the straddle. And right on cue, Baby Spider raising it up. Had the ace king, takes it up to 40. And looks like Hernandez, he has the ISV pit for a reason. He's going to be making the call. And he's in bad shape right now, as he does not want to see a king. Because Baby Spider has a bigger king. Paired board coming. Should go check bet here. I would imagine Baby Spider will put out a small bet. There's the small bet. And let's see if Hernandez calls the 20. I think Hernandez might. He has some backdoor draws. Hernandez did check. And now he does call the 20. Queen coming on the turn. Or was it Hernandez that bet the 20 on the flop? Because he's leading the turn here. Man, this bet might work. Doesn't work. Nine coming on the river. Does Hernandez fire? He only has king high. Yeah, it does go check, check. Baby Spider going to be winning it with the ace king. So somebody in the chat asking, is this the WPT Gold stream? It is not. It is not. That is, you are on the wrong channel, sir. This is TCH Live Poker, and tonight's action is being played at the Texas Card House Rio Grande Valley. One of 6 Texas Card House locations across the state of Texas. This action is going to be on Madi with the quick fold. Baby Spider doing the same. Heavy, limping with the king 8. George raising with the suited jack. Goose calling with the connectors. And there's a min raise here. Hernandez with the min raise. Kind of an interesting call here from Heavy. I thought he might fold the king 8, considering he only had $3 invested. I do understand the other players calling the extra $15 once they've invested $15, but Heavy only had $3 invested. Oh, wow. Hernandez hitting a 3. That's the good news. The bad news is nobody else really has anything. You have middle pair for Goose. Nobody else with anything. Like I said, Heavy going to have to get rid of it. Oh, and George calling has backdoor straight draws, backdoor heart draws, and that's going to bring Goose along. And Eli will let go of his queen high. So let's see a heart on the turn. A 5 of hearts. 5 of hearts for fun. Yeah, because the 5 of hearts will also give Goose a straight draw. 5 of hearts? No, it's an ace, and normally that would be a good card when you have a set. But in this case, it's not, as it does complete the flush. And I don't think anybody's calling this bet. Yeah, George with the quick fold. And Goose does the same. And Hernandez is going to show the 3 threes, as there is a high hand available right now here at the Texas Card House. Fletcher should be on top of the leaderboard, followed by Frank, and then maybe Hernandez. Yeah, that's the exact order. Baby Spider put it on the live straddle. Should be increasing his VPIP there. So action does start to the left of the straddle. Action's going to be on Heavy. So Heavy lives down here in the Rio Grande Valley area, as I mentioned earlier, and he was watching the stream on Wednesday night, and it was an action-packed stream, and he's all like, hey, put me on the list. So I actually put Heavy on the list based upon his YouTube comments, and here he is.
There's no rush tonight, so you can stay a little loud on here.
Hernandez with the 5-6. Making the call. Baby Spider with the best hand right now, but he'll check his option. 2 players with diamonds, 2 players with hearts. And it's going to be all black cards. Open ender for Madi. Gut shot for Hernandez. And middle pair for Baby Spider. Baby Spider with the best hand. He is going to be betting $20 here. Hernandez calling with the gut shot. And Madi's probably going to be doing the same. Oh, Madi's raising. So Marty taking it up to 90. Baby Spider going with the bucket hat tonight. Oh, wow. Putting him to the test. He doesn't think Marty would be check raising here with a big hand. He thinks Marty has a draw, and he's correct. So he's putting Marty to the test right away, and Marty will let it go. So Baby Spider had the king of clubs in his hand, and he does raise it up. And we do have a straddle. Heavy put in the $10 under the gun. You can see 4 players in the green, 4 players in the positive, 5 players in the negative. As we are about half an hour into tonight's stream at the Texas Card House, Rio Grande Valley, located in South Texas, sunny South Texas. It was actually over 100 degrees here today in the Rio Grande Valley area. Frank with a raise. And somebody's cards did not get scanned. That's what the pause is. Looks like 40. And Eli with the 3-bet. I'm not sure whose cards didn't get scanned, but essentially if a player's cards doesn't get scanned, then the action tracker isn't able to pick up the action. Oh, quick fold by Frank there. Okay, here we go. So let's see what Frank had. Frank had the king 10 offsuit. Frank had the king 10 offsuit out of the low jack. And Eli had, I would imagine, a pocket pair. Oh, Eli had ace queen. And I'm pretty sure it was Hernandez's cards that weren't scanned. You can see the players basically have a circle in front of them, a little bullseye, a circle within a circle. That is where the RFID reader is. These are special playing cards. Each card has a little computer chip inside, and that chip gets read by the reader, and that's how we're able to know what the players have. Marty put it on the $10 straddle. So action will start to the left of the straddle. It's going to start in the small blind. Baby Spider looking at his cards, doesn't like what he sees. Heavy making the call, extra $7 for him. George does the same. Fletcher and Frank getting out of the way. Goose also folded. Eli limping with the 10-5 suited. Limping is pimping. And we are going 4 ways to a flop. Jack high flop. Eli open-ended with the 10. George bottom pair backdoor spades, and George's going to be betting. To the turn we go. A lot of outs for Eli. And he's going to hit one of those outs, but that is also going to give George a flush draw now. George checking. Eli betting. George making the quick call with his flush draw. George going to need a spade or an 8. An ace also works. A 7 or a queen for a chop. But Eli going to be winning with the nickel and the dime, the 5 and the 10. Does go check, check. And Eli will win the $141 pot. there's the VPIP. Hernandez way out in front right now. He's in at over 70%. Both George and Eli in over 50%. And then Heavy, Frank, Marty, and Goose basically all 30%. And surprisingly, Baby Spider's still in the bottom. He was at 11% last time we checked in. Now he's at 15. As I said, it's going to be at least 22% before the stream ends. But sometimes with the card distribution early on, Fletcher with the Jack 10, raising it up to 20. Frank folding the suited ace. Goose calling with the suited Jack. He's got the flat tire. That's what you use a Jack for. Hernandez had pocket threes earlier, hit a set. Gonna be calling. And Baby Spider with the pump fake. Oh, Heavy with the 7 deuce, but it is suited. And George closing off the action. Lost the big hand earlier with the 8-6. Gonna try it out again. Exactly $100 in the pot. Ace coming right in. Nobody with an ace. Fletcher needed an 8 for a straight. George is open-ended with the 8-6, needing a 10 or a 5. And Fletcher's going to continue here. Surprisingly, nobody has an ace. Hernandez with the threes, making the call. Heavy calling with bottom pair, and George calling open-ended. So just like that, we got ourselves a $280 pot. 4 ways to the turn we go, and it's going to be the Jack giving Fletcher a pair to go with his straight draw and flush draw. Huge turn for Fletcher. And Fletcher going to put out $150. That should clear everybody out. And does. All right, let me check in on the YouTube chat. Hey, Dante. Hello, Kiwi Special. What did you miss? You missed Fletcher cracking aces with 7-6 offsuit. So I think actually Houston might have a 1-2 stream. I know Houston streams 3 nights out of the week, and I think one of those streams is 1-2. But as I said, pay no attention to the blind limits 1-3, as this game really does play a lot bigger. Plays more like a 5-10 game. And that's without the stratos. Last week somebody put on the sextuple strato. There was 6 stratos. It was $192 to go pre-flop. It was 1, 3, 6, 12, 24, 48, 96, 192. Is George all in? Oh, Marty picking the wrong time to gamble here, as he is dominated. Oh, Marty open-ended. Now Marty gets there. So George started off on fire, was up $400 within the first 4 hands, and now he's going to have a rebuy. So normally we have a player that plays on the stream by the name of Newbie, but it looks like we have somebody in the chat who's a newbie. So he is asking questions, and mostly everybody in the chat is answering it. Welcome to the chat, Mark Woods. Yo. We got RG3 in the chat. I know he was scheduled to play the game tonight, but I think something came up. So somehow we got a $200 pot here. I was looking at the comments, and we have somebody with 7 deuce. Stay loose. Play 7 deuce. That's what Goose says. Goose turning a flush draw. Fletcher with second pair. Fletcher going to bet $100. Goose now with the flush draw. He's not folding. Only 4 diamonds are available. But Goose is going to try to hit one of those diamonds. He's going to miss. Goose with just $143 as Fletcher's going to check, and Goose checks behind. So give the win to Fletcher. Let's see if the VPIP's going to pop up. As I did talk with the production crew beforehand, they said they're going to be flashing up the VPIP around every 5 hands or so randomly, as it is something manually that has to be entered. Fletcher up over $1,000. Our Fletcher stacked at over 1,000. Bought in for 300. 300 is the minimum buy-in for the stream table. 300 is the minimum buy-in for the stream table. However, the normal 1-3 game on the main floor, that buy-in is only $100. Eli with the natural 9, lets it go. Hernandez, part of the dad gang, will raise it up with the ace 6. Baby Spider, suited connectors, making the call. Fletcher, who just won the last hand, will get rid of the dirty diaper. And Frank will call with the suited king, as does Goose. Everybody with live cards, so pick your favorite. Everybody with live cards. Anybody going to hit? Wow, huge flop for Goose. Has hair, has a straight draw, has a flush draw, has a straight flush draw. He's going nowhere, but it's going to go check around. And Goose going to hit the flush. Everybody else drawing dead. And Goose going to put out a small bet, hoping somebody can call. Oh, Hernandez Picking the wrong time to make a move here. And Goose, I think, started the hand 143. Oh, so Goose is ready to show his hand, but Hernandez has not called. It's not going to be much more. This is the second time we see this tonight where a player bluffs at the pot and somebody raises all in and they're pretty much pot committed. Yeah, and it was about another $20 for him. So last time Hernandez was that player, but now he's on the other side. And Goose will get the double up. So let's see if it's the chip count or if it's the VPIP. Just waiting for the hand to reset. Okay, the hand getting reset there. And it's going to be the chip count. Yeah, so Fletcher, Frank, and Baby Spider, the only three players in the green right now. George had to rebuy. He's down $327. Eli got his aces cracked early on. He's down $200. And Heavy, currently not at his seat, he's down about $200. Straddle, Hernandez putting on $10 under the gun as Heavy comes back into his seat. So 10 to go as Baby Spider raising it up with the natural 9 to 35. 5 plus 4 equals 9. If you play Baccarat, you know what I'm talking about. Hernandez will call with better spades. So heads up we go. The battle of the spades. And it's going to come ace high. Baby Spider, your initial raiser. But Hernandez going to go with the donk bet here. And Baby Spider going to be calling with bad intentions. Oh, now he hits the 4, so maybe he no longer has bad intentions. Hernandez not done betting. 5. Baby Spider floated the flop and now hits a pair. So he will continue on. And the river will be the 7 of hearts. Hernandez finally checks. Baby Spider will check it back and see that he has the winner. So normal setup is just me in the booth. So I do see a lot of action in the chat. So I will try to answer questions as good as possible. There's the VPIP. That's what I was waiting for. Yeah, Hernandez definitely came to gamble tonight. Almost an 80% VPIP. And I told you Baby Spider would get to at least 22%, and he's already at the 22% VPIP. Normally, when you're playing on the stream, you want to have at least the 20% VPIP. Or it's a good idea to have at least the 20% VPIP. Eli with the King Jack, raising it up. Heavy calling, Fletcher calling, and 4 ways to a $60 pot we go. Turn 1, turn 3, ace high. And it is Heavy hitting a 6, but Hernandez hits 2 pair. It's actually showing Heavy's drawn dead. I think he can go runner, 3-3, but that's the immediate outs. Heavy it's at 0% right now, and now Heavy is officially drawn dead as a heart comes on the turn. pairing the board, and Eli's going to take a shot at this. Bad turn card for Hernandez as he has top bottom, but he's not folding. Oh, he's low on chips again. Just makes the call. Everybody else getting out of the way. And Eli's going to have to hope that a heart comes out. And he's going to try to bluff it if that does happen. Oh, there's the heart. Does Eli put Hernandez all in? Oh, there it goes. I don't think it's going to work just because of the stack sizing. Looks like Hernandez only has about $70 in his stack. Oh, it's going to work. And Eli's going to show him. No, does Eli show him? So I thought the only way that Eli could win the pot if a heart came out, and that's exactly what happened. Yeah, so they are talking about the VPIP in the chat. As our software got updated and the VPIP was no longer showing. So the chat was asking about the VPIP, and I let the production crew know if you can just flash it up around every 5 hands or so. I'm sure the viewers would appreciate that. The battle of the ace queens. Goose with the pocket pair has the best hand right now. Madi in the big blind defends it, and Baby Spider checks his option. Oh, Baby Spider hitting a 10, and Goose hitting bottom set. Oh, Heavy not ready to let go of his ace queen as he did limp under the gun. Does Goose just call here and set the trap? It looks like he's going to put out a small raise. This should get rid of Heavy. I don't know if it's going to get rid of Baby Spider. Small raise from 40 to 90. It's usually either very strong or very weak. This raise here. When you essentially min raise, it's a very small or very weak, and Baby Spider might be thinking this is a very, yep, Baby Spider thinking this is a very weak, but it was the opposite. So Baby Spider gets snap called, and he's going to need to go runner. 2 queens have been folded. So an 8, he's going to need an 8 to give him hope. An 8 or a 10. Okay, he's drawn dead. Quads, high hand. That's high hand. I know before we started the stream, the high hand was up to $400. It was going to pay $400 at 8 o'clock, and it's already past 8 o'clock. So I don't know if the high hand got hit for the 7 o'clock hour. Yeah, so the high hand is $500 right now, but Goose is going to have to wait. Well, actually, this hand took place 15 minutes ago, so Goose is going to have to wait half an hour. We are on a 15-minute delay, so Goose is going to have to wait half an hour to see if his quad threes are going to hit the high hand, as that is one of the promos here. And I will mention it again, like I am in the booth by myself streaming tonight, so I do see a lot of comments in the YouTube chat I will try to get to. the relative ones, as we do have a newbie in the chat asking a lot of questions. And it's not the player. Somebody who plays on the stream goes by newbie.
It's good because you get an extra 100.
Heavy had the ace queen last hand, has the ace queen again. And he's going to be raising his straddle. Frank makes the quick call in position here. Ace high still in front. And looks like Heavy is going to put out another bet here. It's always awkward when you 3-bet out of position with a hand like Heavy has, ace king, ace queen, and you miss the flop. So like, well, do I put out the continuation bet or do I check? But Heavy going the aggressive route here does put out 65, and Frank does let it go. Yeah, so make sure you do hit that like button. It's how I get paid.
From one day to the next, dude, he was on the route. He called me like at 6:30 in the morning, saying that he felt like shit. He was just throwing up. So I told him to go home. He got dropped off by the Frito truck there at the warehouse. He went home. He called his wife and he told her, and we took him to the hospital later. His white blood cells like at 15,000. Normal 7,000 UDB perspective. They injected him with like 6 bags of sodium chloride. He had a 104.2 fever. It was crazy, dude.
Did he have an infection?
He had a blood infection, so he almost went sepsis or whatever the term is.
Frank with the aces.
For like 72 hours.
Is that like when you just like shut down or what?
Something, I don't know. It's severe. It's fatal.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you just shut down. Yeah.
It's fatal.
And then?
So he got released.
Marty raising it to 10, picking up 2 call. Marty straddle to 10, picks up 2 callers, and then Frank raising it to 50 here. And wow, George making the fold with the suited ace. Little surprise there, but this is his second buy-in. Hey, there's the VPIP. So Hernandez was close to 80%, but he's back down to 70. Baby Spider was up to 22%. He's back down to 19. VPIP standing for voluntarily put money in the pot. So this will count as a limp. This will count as a straddle. This will count as a raise. If you're the small blind or big blind, that does not count towards your VPIP. Oh, Fletcher's ordering shots. Fletcher's ordering shots. There is a full-service bar here at the Texas Card House. I do realize that card is in the name, but there is a lot of other activities here at the Texas Card House besides the poker. It is a private social club. There is a pool table set up for members. There's some chessboards set up. There's a full-service bar also set up. So a nice little place to socialize. As a matter of fact, that's why the branding for the new Texas Card Houses is now TCH Social. First TCH Social in North Texas, the Las Colimas area, and then the Austin location getting rebranded. Oh, there's a 3 again. Oh, wow. That's a dangerous turn. Baby Spider with a straight, Fletcher with a set. What a turn. Yeah, Fletcher's not folding a set. What a turn. Fletcher actually did not need to hit that 3 as he was ahead on the flop. And 3 might get him in trouble here. This pot is basically $400 as we go to a river. It's going to be the king of hearts. Fletcher possibly going into check call mode here. No reason for Baby Spider not to bet again. How much is that bet going to be? Fletcher making the quick call. Spider will show him the 10-5. Was it a $400 bet?
Nah, you're trying to match it.
Oh, it was a $400 bet. Wow. So Baby Spider with a pot-sized bet on the river, and Fletcher pays him off.
You would have gotten it because King Kicker. I don't know what mine was. You would have had it. I don't think mine had an ace. Traffic control or what?
What up, man?
I'm gonna go pay a free roll cashing out. I got enough haircuts for the next 6 months.
Go play your
I might agree with that statement.
What up, Crocker?
All right, we do have a dealer change, so we're exactly 1 hour into tonight's stream. So the dealer will change, and I will remind you about our big tournament coming up here at the end of the month. Is the Monster, the March Monster Stack. $33,333 guaranteed. $7,500 for first, also guaranteed. And the satellites begin on St. Patrick's Day. Satellites begin on Monday. You can qualify for as low as $20. You can qualify for as low as $20. Beginning Monday here at the Texas Card House, Rio Grande Valley.
Yeah, sure. Robbie +1.
Oh, baby. 6-9.
All the jacks are out.
All the jacks are out.
Oh, so they're doing an open hand. They're doing an open hand.
Oh, 6. Another 6. 7.
A 4 for a
Another
sweat.
6. 7. 6. Another 6. Another 6.
7. Close.
Two pairs. Oh, it's really hard to do that.
Oh, Jack. Only one more Jack left.
There.
There you go, partner. Pick your 21.
Big good.
Thank you. Fuck.
What? Who won it?
Whose idea was this? Hey, why are we playing the small?
Yeah, this is just an open hand.
Oh, yeah, this fucking.
Fletcher wants to do $25 open hand.
Heavy.
I'm out.
You got a small blanket?
Chill.
I got me.
$10.
Hey, T-Rex plays that. You gotta play.
7.
Hey, T-Rex plays it. You gotta play.
That's a statement right there.
Whoever wins on the spot blind. Shut the fuck up. Fucking 10-5 over there. Fuck yeah.
10-5, bro.
10-5.
What are you calling me instead of 3?
All right, so new dealer. Let's see if it changes the luck for any of the players.
Yeah, you had a king, so you would have jumped.
The king was the river was the king.
I know, but if you would have hit it.
No. How much? How much?
Marty with the ace-king suited. Fletcher making the call with the 8-6 offsuit. Frank does the same.
Before you come.
Hey, y dicen que si eres superintendente de algún distrito, güey.
Are they gonna serve me some child support papers?
Looks like it, Mark. You might sit on a board meeting or something.
Superintendente de algún tipo de distrito.
The principal or what?
Principal, Archer.
¿Cómo se fue?
He's Guzzi.
No. It's what's her name? His friend.
Did Fletcher flop a straight?
Nah, he's not
Fletcher flopped a straight, and he's leading out $100.
That's how you fucking do it. Please.
And Fletcher will show the straight.
You lead with the nuts?
What?
You lead with the nuts, that's it?
I mean, what if somebody had pocket fours like you, pocket threes and shit?
Whoa.
Hey, but he turns it around like como si era un bluff, papá.
I know, that's how you
No,
fucking
but
do it.
I mean, 45, 6, 8 offsuit? Come on, none of y'all are doing that.
Chris might. You put the bottom there? Huh? Chris might.
Yeah, but I wasn't telling Chris.
I believe they're starting a small blind game, and I'm going to have to go to the backup chat here for the YouTube.
Yeah, I might fuck you up for saying that.
As for some reason, I'm just able to see the comments. I'm not able to comment from the computer here.
Fuck out of here.
Looks like we got chaos.
What are we talking about?
What am I? Small blind? That's
I wasn't sure if Frank had done anything. That's why I haven't folded. I don't know if he folded or not. That's why I was waiting for you.
okay, Levi's. And then shoves all in.
I'm holding up the game.
Hey, Levi's with the 5-4 diamonds. And then he shoves all in. he gets fucked by aces.
And he's on tilt.
So Marty raising it up here with the King Jack.
60? Am I happy here or car?
Stop.
I don't. It's 40.
You just had the wrong shit.
Fletcher with the 9-7.
I do need 4
I
cards.
don't got him.
You don't got him?
Fletcher makes the call with 9-7 here.
Hey, Kiki,
That's probably going to bring Hernandez in. It's another $50 for him to call with the suited connectors. And he does make the call. So 3 ways we go to a $200 pot.
hey, why'd you take the break over here? Why was that? Hey, I haven't won it yet, too.
Marty hitting 2 pair. Fletcher and Hernandez hitting a straight draw. Fletcher does check. Marty with top and bottom pair. And looks like he's going to bet just over half pot.
on bail? Is that the rumor? I escaped right now.
He's telling you what I heard.
Is that Barry? That's Barry.
Spider, you want to get this for a rest? Give me a rest.
There's the VPIP. Hernandez was up to around 80% at one point. He's down to 65, but he's still leading the way in the VPIP category.
You had to break a fucking stack right there too to put on the. That's why you're on tilt.
Oh, what happened there?
Can I try them?
Oh, there you go. Something was a little lagging. Fletcher with the pocket pair, making it 40 to go. Hernandez calling with the 4 deuce of spades. And once again, we are going 3 ways to the flop. Goose hitting the king. Did Hernandez go all in? Goose hitting trips. Hernandez officially drawn dead. No, it's showing Hernandez. Yeah, so they had the wrong chip amounts for him. So there we go. And Goose put it on the raise. I think this should finally get Fletcher to fold here. Is Fletcher calling the raise? Fletcher did call the raise here. And it's going to be a queen on the river. Goose with the 3 kings. Does check. And Fletcher checks back.
Carter, I hadn't even showed you and Chris already.
Baby Spider out in front. Followed by Goose and Fletcher.
Carter, Chris is playing 3 hands here.
I know. 10-5.
His, mine, and yours. That's what he's playing.
Hey, if I would have been so good there, bro, Chris.
Small blind, big blind.
Would you want me to bluff into it or what? You thought I had an ace?
Carter, I had the lure out there. Bobbing in the water.
So I believe they have started the small blind game.
Waiting for you to take the
Big blind, big blind.
You snapping me? Stop. I'm ready to go out there and do down. Stop.
Marty raising it up
I don't know, Chris.
with the king queen up to 40. Baby Spider with the small 3-bet up to 70.
ain't lying, Carter.
I was like, wow.
Oh, Frank with the suited king queen.
No, I think you want to just get it in.
He's on the button. So he's going to take a flop here in position.
Like the way I just said, I had the lure out there. Gotta set the trap harder sometimes.
I tried to with the pocket threes, but goddamn. It went the other way. Somebody stole my fucking line.
And Marty makes the call. So Baby Spider with the best hand right now. Oh, the last king arrives, as I believe Hernandez voted king 5. So probably going to be a chop pot between Marty and Frank. But Baby Spider, who was your pre-flop aggressor, will continue on with that aggression.
That's a whiskey, right?
Yeah.
Man, that's your fuck, man.
It's like all the other ones that I bring, the drink ones.
The same brand?
I have another one that I bought
And Frank does raise it up here.
in Easter, around Easter. And I only wear it out for that one day. It's also rubber wrap. It's half, but it has it's like
Looks like we got one of the commentators from
weed, and it has
the
like
Dallas location
it's like
in the chat.
so I fuck with it. 'Cause it's
Got Eric, so welcome Eric.
like Easter. So that's why I bought it. But I've only worn it once. So it's not like a shirt.
And maybe Eric might know the answer to this. I actually lost the chat feed here. I see it on my phone, but on the layout, it's basically asking for a login. So I guess if you could tell Cooper to text me that information. So ask and thou shalt receive. There's your VPIP, folks.
Carolina came back.
How much? I'm just trying to bet.
Or they were, Duke was up 21.
I think essentially I just have to log back in
He must bet him yesterday.
to the chat account, but I don't think I have that information available. But I'm still able to see it because I pull out my personal phone here.
Bro, I don't know how those fucking bets, bro.
Minus 2,000 just to win 100.
Yes, bro. I don't know how fucking like
Yes, the small blind game is on, so after this,
Aaron got
I will explain the small blind game.
Donkey. Bro, I've seen some crazy ass bets that fucking
Suited connectors for heavy. He's just going to limp. George cutting out some raisin chips here. Oh, it's a small raise. Raising it up to 10 with the queen 10.
there was one
Goose making the call, as does Eli.
Alabama versus
And Hernandez makes the call.
oh yeah.
And just like that, we're 6 ways to a flop.
And he won?
No, they lost because he took Alabama.
And he lost 9,000.
That was in the last
2 clubs
second.
for Fletcher,
Some shit like that.
3 5s for Eli, and Eli's gonna check out of the small blind. Fletcher betting his flush draw here. Looks like he threw out 25. And Eli raising it up with his 3 5s. Gut shot for heavy, but he will get out of the way. And did Fletcher say all in? Fletcher announces all in. Eli gonna be making the call here. And Fletcher has 6 outs available. Fletcher's drawn dead. So Eli getting some revenge on Fletcher, as Fletcher cracked Eli's aces early on with 7-6 offsuit. And now Eli, that pot's going to take his stack up to over 1,000.
Oh yeah, small blind. Oh yeah, and I got it too. I told you. So I risked it all. Yeah, you said risk it all for 25 bucks.
Yeah, so I'll just use my phone for the chat. I am there in the chat under my actual real name, Isaac Ibram. But normally I'm able to flash up the comments on the screen. But for whatever reason, the chat here in the software got logged out. And since I'm in the booth by myself, it'll be hard to get logged back in and keep track of the action. Oh, Eli also went in the small blind game there. So let's see if Eli puts on 5 to restart the small blind game. So Fletcher having to rebuy. And does Eli put on the 5 to restart the small blind game? I'm sure if they remind him about it, he will. There's an under the gun straddle from Baby Spider. Yeah, there's a double straddle from Heavy. Oh, Heavy? Oh, no, it's not a double straddle. It's just a min raise. Heavy with the ace-king min raise in it. And Fletcher calling with the jack-8. Eli just went in the last hand. He did put the $5 back on, so trying to get everything. Yeah, so that's actually what I was trying to do, Eric. I was trying to do something there with the comments, but when I tried to hit the button to do something with the comments, it actually popped up the login screen for it. But I do appreciate it. So this is the main channel for all TCH locations. We do appreciate the love, Eric. I know I've met most of the commentators from the Austin area, as I do work in Austin during the week. So I have met those commentators, and I've been in the booth in Houston, but they weren't streaming that day. But I have been in the booth in Houston before. And their booths are not nicer than our booth, I'm not going to lie. So Heavy with the ace-king in the lead. This pot has swelled up to $350, and he says all in. Fletcher will get rid of his straight draw. And Goose, yeah, Goose should be doing the same. $500 going to be too much for Goose to call. So the $5 you see on top of the button, that is not a straddle. That is part of the small blind game. Every time the player is on the button, they add $5 to the button. And you see Hernandez doing that right there. So it is the small blind game, and if the small blind wins the hand, they win the bonus. So that bonus is only available for the small blind. So if the small blind wins the hand, they win the bonus. If not, then the next hand, the button moves to the left. So now the previous small blind is now the button, and now the small blind is adding $5 to the button. So normally it gets up to around $50 or $60 before somebody hits it. Oh, here we go. We got the re-straddle, but we got the re-re. And Fletcher trying to convince Frank to put on $48. Okay, so Frank says he'll put on the triple straddle next hand. So heavy straddle and $6 under the gun. George with the double straddle, the re-straddle to 12, and Fletcher with the re-re to 24. So heavy, your initial straddler, has the 4-3, and he's going to make the call. George looks like he's cutting out chips too.
You won't do it either way.
Fletcher with the 10-5. Will check. So Fletcher actually has the best hand right now with the 10-5. Two players have spades. Oh, and there's a big flop for Fletcher, flopping open-ender. Fletcher putting out a bet. And Fletcher saying all in. So George lets it go. So somebody on the chat was asking about the store, but there's a lot of great swag available at the Texas Card House store. Texas Card House .store. You can scan the QR code right there. There is also a link on Texas Card House that'll take you to the store. They got hats, hoodies, shirts, coffee mugs. So correct me if I'm wrong, Eric. You guys stream on Tuesday nights? That's like the 10-25 game or 25-50 game. And then I believe you stream tournaments normally on Sundays. Is that right, Eric?
You're more than welcome to raise, partner. Honestly, we really don't mind if you raise. Evan, we don't mind if you play a hand.
Oh, Eli with the ace-jack should be putting out a pretty big raise here. I like at least 60. At least 60, and it looks like it's at least 60.
Oh, baby! Can I get my money back?
It's 75. Hernandez with the 10s should just be going all in here, as he has less than 200 in his stack. It's either an all in or a fold, essentially.
Heavy's videos on the screen, so the whole world can see.
They're gonna put my big pics. They're gonna put your losses.
Hey! I know, right? Hey. Settle down there. Settle down. Settle down, partner.
We don't need that info broadcast.
Let's see here.
I got out.
So Goose calling with the 5 high. Excuse me, George calling with the 5 high. Goose calling with the 6 high. Best hand right now is the pocket 10s. Oh, and an ace is going to come right on the flop.
Come on, Kerry. Keep it moving. Come on, Keller. Keep it moving.
Is Goose leading out here with the 4? Yeah, Goose is leading out here with the 4. And this should get a pretty quick fold here from the pocket 10s. I don't know if he has 121 left or if he has another stack of red behind, but he does have less than 200. And George is going all in. Excuse me, George was the one with the 4. Goose went all in with a gut shot. Needed a 3. And there's going to be a tiny side pot of $10. Goose taking care of the $10. Oh, and Goose hits the nuts with the redraw. George thinks that he got there. with the straight, but Goose has a better straight. And Goose is going to put out a bet here. And Eli's thinking, what is going on here? So Eli making the call here, drawing dead. George looking for a 6 to chop it up. Goose with a stranglehold on this pot. As the Stone Cold Nuts with the redraw to the flush. Straight on the board, but that doesn't matter as Goose has a 6. And I mean, I think Eli has to call him here. I mean, you're not supposed to have a 6 here. You're never supposed to have a 6 here. But you've never played at the Texas Card House Rio Grande Valley before where Goose is going to have a 6.
Oh, yeah, I knew it.
And Eli cannot believe it.
I knew it.
Yeah. I think it might be Eric's first time watching the stream from Dallas, but we do appreciate the love, Eric. But their their schedule is they stream on Tuesday nights and Saturday nights. So this is the main channel for all of the Texas Card House locations. There are 6 Texas Card Houses located across the state of Texas. 2 in North Texas, 1 in the city of Dallas, 1 in the city of Irvin, Las Colimas to be exact. 2 in East Texas, 1 in Houston, and 1 north of Houston in the city of Spring. 1 in South Texas, that's us. And then you have the original in Austin, TCH Social Austin, located in the city of Austin. Northwest part of Austin. So they stream on this channel. This is the main channel for all the locations. 4 of the 6 locations stream. Texas Card House Dallas streams. Texas Card House Houston streams. Texas Card House RGV, that's us, we stream, and TCH Social. So Tuesday nights, the stream is from Dallas. Wednesday nights, the main channel, TCH Live Poker, the channel you're watching right now, that is...
Live stream.
Yeah, so TCH Social in Austin, they stream on Wednesdays. Then the Texas Card House streams on Thursday nights, and then we stream on Friday nights, and then Houston picks it back up on Saturdays. We also stream on the secondary channel. There is a secondary channel for all Texas Card House locations. There's a secondary channel for all Texas Card House locations, and that channel is Texas Card House, 3 different words. So this channel is TCH Live Poker. This channel, TCH Live Poker, with over 50,000 subscribers. The secondary channel is Texas Card House, 3 different words. Rebel Poker saying, TCH El Paso coming 2035. Yeah, that's funny. I've actually played poker in El Paso before. I think the big room there is called House of Kings, if I'm not mistaken. I played at House of Kings, and I played at one called Flamin' Aces. But El Paso is so far west, if you're not familiar with Texas. El Paso is so far west, they're in their own time zone. They're in the mountain time zone. We are in the central time zone. And we have Frank flopping a flush draw with his king 4 of clubs. Fletcher has middle pair. And Fletcher going to be putting a bet out here. Frank trying to figure out what to do here with his flush draw. Does have a lot of players behind him to worry about. And that's what he's thinking about right now. But Frank will make the call. This should clear everybody else out. So Fletcher out in front right now with his pair of sevens. Frank with 8 live outs. You can see a couple of clubs have been folded and another king has been folded. And that's going to be a straight draw now for Frank. Fletcher with the same straight draw. Fletcher going all in. Frank making the snap call. I believe they're going to run it twice. Yes, they're going twice. They're going twice. Frank going to need to hit a king, a club to scoop the pot, or he could hit it straight to chop the pot. And that's going to be a flush, and that's going to be a trips for Fletcher. So it'll be a chop pot. They're going to chop it up. So beginning next week, satellites into the March Monster Stack on Monday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, there will be a daily. There will be a daily 6 p.m. $20, 8 seats guaranteed. And there's the information on the big event coming up at the end of the month. Going to have 19 different starting flights. So next Friday is going to be the first flight. Next Friday is going to be the first flight. And there will be 2 flights every day.
How's the crypto? Good? Up, down? Hey. Hanging in there. Hey.
So you can see the $25 on the button. That's part of the small blind game. The $10 under the gun. That is a straddle.
It's like this guy right here.
Goose with the computer hand will let it go. And Eli with the 4-5 makes the $10 call of the straddle. Surprisingly, an hour and a half into the stream, Baby Spider still has the lowest VPIP, but that's the way it goes sometimes with the card distribution. Something that I always like to say is, at the beginning of the stream, I never promise an action-packed stream, because you never know how card distribution is going to work. And we've been streaming for, here at this location, about a year. And I can honestly say in that time we've had one stream that was non-action packed. Sorry. 3 ways we go. It's going to be queen high. Fletcher hitting top pair, and everybody else missing. Fletcher's all in. That should get the job done. And yes, 19 flights. 19 flights. I believe I count it right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 days you're going to have 2 flights. So 9 times 2 is 18. And then the final day, yeah. So keep in mind that only the 8% advance. 8% advance to day 2. 12.5% do cash. So you can actually not make day 2, but still cash. But one of the reasons why there's so many flights is because you do get to bring your top 2 bags forward. So you can bag multiple times, and your top 2 bags, you can add them up together and bring them into day 2.
Heavy's on TV, he's a little bit more conservative.
Yeah, fast side.
Yes or no, Heavy? Yes, very true.
Bro, that's what y'all don't get. This ain't TV.
It's YouTube.
It's YouTube.
So Goose giving Heavy a hard time, saying that whenever Heavy plays on the stream, he plays tighter than he normally plays. You can see there's $30 on the button, part of the small blind game, $10 in front of the button, that is the straddle. So if the small blind wins the hand, the small blind wins the bonus. And Fletcher is folding, so the small blind game will continue. So next hand, the button will move to the left. Fletcher will add $5 to the button, and then the next small blind will be eligible for that bonus. Hernandez all in with the ace-10, but Goose has him out-kicked here. So Goose will be making the call, and Hernandez going to need a 10 to win the pot, and he wants the board to pair here, as a paired board is going to give him some chop outs. Yeah, so a 5 or a 3, and he chops with a 5 or a 3. But instead, it is a queen, and Hernandez is going to have to rebuy if he wants to continue on. The minimum buy-in for the stream game is $300. There is no max. There is no max. So let's see if Hernandez rebuys. And he is not rebuying, so we do have a seat open. I do know we do have a list. We do have a list for this game, and we'll see if those players are waiting in the wings.
Well, I wanted to see one. From the very beginning, I was like, I'm not fucking moving. For good reason. Or no, partner. 6, 9.
I believe there was like 12 people signed up for this game.
Around 1850-ish.
So it is showing we do have two players waiting on the list, Rock and Phillip. Rock and Phillippo. So that seat should be filled pretty quick here.
Seat open, live stream.
Right now on the main floor here at the Texas Card House Rio Grande Valley, we do have 3 1-3 cash game tables. The difference between this table and the other tables, the minimum buy-in on the main floor is $100, and the maximum is $1,000. Friday night free roll in full effect. Friday night free roll in full effect. Looks like we had 50 entries in tonight's free roll. 50 entries in tonight's free roll. Down to 2 tables as there are 13 players left. 50 players adding on. Each of them added on at least twice, as there's 134 add-ons, $20 a pop. That's going to build a prize pool of just under $2,200, $2,180 to be exact. 5 places being paid tonight, with first place walking away with $810. The min cash, 5th place walking away with $245. So pretty nice little payout for the free roll. First place $810. 13 players left in that. And we do have 3 players on the main table. There's the VPIP. So Hernandez was leading the way, but he did bust out. So we have 2 players in at exactly 50%. And then we have 3 players in the 40s. Frank 31%, Marty 29%, and Baby Spider at the very bottom at only 18%.
he got his wife over there on fucking stream. Go, buddy. Go, buddy. Go, buddy.
So we are live in the YouTube chat. We are live in the YouTube chat. Normally I would be able to flash up the comments on the screen, but we are going old school here as I just have access with my phone. So Fletcher getting up, trying to recruit some players. One seat open. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I actually don't mind playing 10-handed. Like I said, I know it's an unpopular opinion, but the reason why it's an unpopular opinion is because it's less comfortable. It really has nothing to do with how the game plays. I know a lot of players now prefer the 8-handed, and 8-handed cash in a casino. 8-handed cash in a casino is horrible because you're actually playing.
No, we're playing Pike Out.
You're actually playing essentially 6-handed. So there's always, when you're playing poker, a cash game in a casino, there's always somebody that's not at their seat. Somebody will be in the bathroom. Somebody will run to the sports book to place a bet. Somebody will run to the blackjack table. Somebody will go to dinner. So now you're essentially 9 players are getting dealt in, even though 10 seats are taken. And then of those 9 players, there's always going to be some local grinder who's going to be pretty much just waiting on aces or kings. So you discard that person. So in my opinion, like I said, it is an unpopular opinion, but when you're actually playing a 10-handed cash game, especially low stakes like 1-2, 1-3, 2-5 in the casino, you might be playing 10-handed, but there's really only 8 players in their seats.
We have a special guest coming in. The Rock. He's never played before, so this kid he's gonna. No. Oh, I can miss them.
Oh, so we do have somebody taking the seat. We do have somebody taking the seat. They've never played on the stream before. Okay, here we go. It is the infamous Redbeard. Never played on the stream before. He is a poker dealer. So if you play poker here in the Rio Grande Valley, I'm sure you have seen Redbeard before. He has dealt at a lot of different games, home games, social clubs, underground games.
Alright, so you just can't be on your phone.
So he's gonna have to wait a hand, I believe.
Okay, if you want to go once or twice, you tell the dealer.
One time, all time.
Okay, so if you're gonna add on, tell the dealer so they can put it in the bill.
I can't afford to add on.
Wait, you said 4, no? Okay, we're gonna wait. Oh man.
Where's Frank? And bring over there too, buddy.
I'll take a royal fuck.
So I would not consider myself a local grinder, as I do have a full-time job. So he will wait a hand because he cannot come in the small blind. You're not able to buy the button. You're not able to buy the button on the stream.
No, I don't go Fletcher.
Oh, and Redbeard coming in with the shot.
No, it's okay. Frank doesn't get shit.
So George with the mystery hand.
No more, Frank. Sorry.
And you can see the small blind game is up to about $50
Where's Jordan?
as that stack is starting to build. Marty calling with the suited king. Baby Spider raising it up with his suited king. And that'll get the job done.
We were in corporate these last 3 days for a Zoom meeting.
Don't tell me what to do, bro.
He went with me to poker night.
So Goose, your big winner,
125 PLO.
he is up $1,400. He's up $1,400. Baby Spider up $400. And Frank up $300. Everybody else, with the exception of Redbeard, in the red. Redbeard coming in for $300. The chips on top of the button, part of the small blind game. If the small blind wins the hand, the small blind wins the bonus. If not, the button moves to the left, and the next person on the button puts on the $5. And that's how the pot gets built there.
I don't want to. I already grabbed my shit.
No, he has to already have one.
I got to wait a whole time, man.
You're going to shout out to put on the sun. A lot of rules here, Barney. Might as well just go back.
So that's not, I can't win that.
No.
I could have, but I told him, yeah, we know you're not going to win it. I want it to build up.
It's going to be great.
Eli with the pocket fives. It is the best hand right now. He's just going to be making the calls. Fletcher making the small raise. Redbeard, fan of the San Francisco 49ers. The first hand he looks down is the 49, but he is going to fold. Ironically, Heavy, wearing the Houston Astros hat, is also a San Francisco 49ers fan.
That's been said already like multiple times.
Hey, Ron, everybody, hey.
Whatever you do, come to Edinburg, Texas, don't get your fucking haircut with this motherfucker. He's always drinking. You need to take a shot.
Stop throwing my cards out. It's empty.
Fletcher hitting bottom pair. It's actually the best hand right now, and he's betting $50.
Frank, 6 calls.
Heavy making the call with the straight draw and the flush draw.
Right, Frank?
You can see he has 9 available outs. It's basically 50-50 here.
You get into a fucking big old hand with Jeff.
He always beats me, remember?
Heavy checking again. Fletcher betting again. It's going to be $75. Don't see Heavy holding for that amount.
I don't know I came to this table, bro.
Fuck this thing. Let's go play the free roll.
And there's the straight for Heavy. Oh, and Heavy checks it again. And Fletcher is going to be losing those chips that he's counting out. Heavy going all in. Fletcher getting caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Fletcher pretty much just saving face here. There's no way he can call with just bottom pair. 4 cards out there to a straight. 3 overcards to his 10s. And Fletcher does let it go.
There's a high hand here or what? Nice hand. Yeah. What is yours?
Hey, can y'all take a risk? Can y'all take a risk?
He's asking too many questions.
Get a pair. He's gonna show it to his kids.
I didn't want to be here. I did not want to be here.
Bro, he's got a boy now.
So Heavy in the green.
He's already taking him on the golf course. What are you talking about?
Heavy in the green with that hand. And both Fletcher and Eli, Fletcher, and George, both of them, all 3 of them down over $500. Oh, is Fletcher going all in blind? No, Fletcher and his straddle and half his stack. Fletcher straddle and half his stack. You are allowed to straddle under the gun up to half your stack, and Fletcher is doing just that. So $73 to go. Fletcher has not seen his hand. Frank will let go of his ace. And it is folded around to Baby Spider. I think Baby Spider's going to race to put them all in. Baby Spider just calls. Does that bring George along? George with the sixes. It might bring him along, or he might go all in. Really all options available for him here. And he's going to raise it up. Fletcher with half his chips. Oh, Fletcher waking up with jacks. Fletcher somehow has jacks. And Fletcher's going to be in great shape here, as Baby Spider had 3 outs with the kings. And George only has 2 outs with the sixes. I don't know if Fletcher saw his hand and he actually jumped out of his seat.
Show one, Fletcher.
Here, just make sure you put it in.
6. That was 6.
So George gonna have to hit a 6 here.
This is me all day, every day. I'm a businessman.
I've seen you plenty of times.
Baby Spider would have hit 2 pair.
6 dudes. 7. Oh! Is that your first time winning a hand?
And Fletcher waking up with the jacks.
Yes.
Jumped up.
Hey, Jack's calling.
Yeah, either you go all in or you fold them.
That was blind.
I know, Martin.
Oh, Martin's right on. They're really good.
Oh my God, where did this guy?
George. Hey, good. What was it? 6s?
So
I think the small blind game is up to $75.
why you going in with 6s, George? When he has jacks. Why you going in with 6s when he has jacks?
We all knew.
Let's see if we have a straddle this hand. Getting ready for a dealer change, as we're about halfway done with tonight's stream. We do stream every Friday night from 7 till 11, or from 7:15 to 11:15. The players do start playing at 7 o'clock, but then you add the 15 minutes for the delay. Frank with the natural 9, raising it up under the gun. Oh, Redbeard playing his first hand. Redbeard with a 9-3 puts in the 3-bet.
No, they're getting me one. Thank you.
George just losing that last hand with the 6s. Going to be putting on the 4-bet with the ace-jack.
Have a good night, bro.
Yeah, let's get the free roll.
Hey, get some rest and come out here tomorrow.
Huh? Get some rest?
He's still going to show up late.
What is that? 95
I don't know if Redbeard 3-bet without looking, but he's going to let go of the 9-3. And George is going to lose the big hand, but win the small hand. Oh, and he wins the bonus. There you go.
I would have 30.
Yeah. Yeah, he won the small blind game. So he picked up an extra $65 with the small blind game, and he'll put $5 on to restart it. Fletcher away from his seat right now.
He let him win the fucking small blind. And he raised more. If you're going to call 15, you're not going to call 95 or what? Stupid. Brand new.
Once again, the $5 on top of the button is part of the small blind game. It is not a straddle. The only player eligible to win that's going to be the small blind, who is currently Fletcher for this hand. Action's going to be on Goose. He's up over $1,400. Makes the fold. Eli cutting out some raisin chips. has the ace jack suited, raising it up to 30. Redbeard with the ace king shipping it in. And I think Eli's going to look him up here.
That is the longest hour I've ever. Oh, he hit the first hand? No, he hit it like I feel like this is the longest hour ever. He hit it like at 790. 801.
Let's hurry up, man.
Wait, what was the first word? 759.
I heard it too, but I didn't want to say it.
It's actually for a decent amount of Eli's stack. Eli with $419 in his stack. It's going to cost him $270 to call, but he is suited. He is connected. Has 40% of a royal flush, and he's going to make the call. He's going to have to get lucky.
Fucking Cobra's player kind of guy.
I don't want a 30, but he can have the whole.
Oh, I would have won. Oh,
8 or 6 to chop.
I would have.
Ace King gonna win it here. Ace King gonna win it.
I'll be here. What day? Was it Friday? Nice. I'll be here.
So Redbeard just sitting down. I believe this is the third hand he's played, and he's gonna double up.
Whatever you want to put. I don't mind.
He's gonna double up on the third hand here.
I have like 5 more. Maybe I have like a pink one. I have like a whole pink one, like a bad one. That's like the banana.
Yeah. Can I collect my tip?
Acknowledge your beer first. I saw the win. I saw the win.
Fucking easy game, man.
New dealer coming in. So as we have the dealer change,
Thank you.
let us
Thank you, brother.
remind you about the March Monster Stack, which will begin 1 week from today. By the way, happy Pi Day. If you're not aware, today is Pi Day. 3.14.
We share everything. Hey, let me look at my fucking stack, Frank. I see your fucking
$33,333 guaranteed prize pool. 7,500 guaranteed to first. 19 different flights. $125 buy-in.
We can raise the river.
20-minute levels for the first day, 30-minute levels for the second day.
Okay, can we look at her hand and then do a side bet? No, but let's look at her hand and then we can bet side. That's okay.
So everybody's going to get dealt in. I don't know if everybody's playing the open hand, but everybody's going to get dealt in, or the action tracker. Everybody will get dealt in, but they will muck Heavy and they will muck George as they chose not to participate.
Hold him.
Oh, baby. I'm ahead already.
But this is an open hand.
Wait, can we raise the
I did.
Hey, club.
Yeah, that's a true story, Rebel Poker. I got that email. 7-Eleven had a special today. I think it was a pizza and a drink.
One of yours, Frank.
I already looked.
It was a pizza and a drink, right?
How about Queens?
I would have been in.
I got Queens. I got Queens.
Now, of course, 7-Eleven has their Slurpee Day on January 11th. So this is just the flip, an open hand. Everybody except 2 players putting in $25, and they're gonna check it down.
These slow rolls at the very end.
Hard.
Straight, 5. Put a 5.
Hard. 4-8.
Everybody calling for their card.
7.
Somebody has a 4. Redbeard with the 4.
I have a shot.
Oh, hey, side bet. Hey, money back. Fuck you. Hurry up. Turn it over. You're gonna win. 6. You're gonna win. Fucking Spider-Man.
Oh!
Nothing.
Hey, man.
That didn't work for you?
Hey, can we leave whenever we want, or how does it work?
So Redbeard
Hey, partner, you have my
showing up late. This is only the 4th hand that he's played, as somebody was in the seat earlier, busted out. So Redbeard taking the seat.
You wanna go play, man?
Redbeard taking the seat, doubling up on his third hand, winning the open flip on his fourth hand, and he's letting everybody know on the main floor, hey,
Bro, I said no like 10 times.
hey, it is easy money over here.
Definitive yes. Like, what did Jordan say?
They told him he had 900. Hey, they told him he had 900. He had 3 bullets. He's like, all right, I'll go play.
What part are you fucking free rolling right now?
Did I put the fire on?
Hey, I've been free rolling.
Oh yeah, I did because you.
I was like, dude, I'm free rolling this whole thing is back. I had King Jack, Bobby's like King
I'll start with 10.
3-4. Guys, aces. He checks.
No, never mind. I take it.
Goes on the other side. You have aces or sets? Like, I don't care. I'm on.
Did you get there?
So we are exactly 2 hours into tonight's stream.
Hard turn, hard river.
Good.
Make sure you do hit that like button. It's how I get paid.
I have King Jack of Hearts. I'm gonna put him on.
What? I have aces. I
You have a badass shirt.
have aces. Okay, I'll wear the Pradas then.
So Redbeard getting frisky here with the 6-3 of diamonds.
Look at Susie Jordan. How you heard him?
Yeah, you bought the stripes when you want to
Come
go
on,
pump
Quay.
gas.
Susie Jordan.
I went to go fucking
Susie
check
Jordan.
the gym line.
He went to go, this guy went to go try to check.
Suited ace for heavy.
I read it wrong.
He's going to be making the call.
$9.99, partner.
Come on. I call.
Fletcher with an ace as well makes the call.
I'm gonna show
Frank says, why not? He's in.
that here at Texas Card House, we don't play around.
12?
And so is Goose.
What? There were 6 last time.
I'll take 2. I'll take 2.
Just like that, we have a $275 pot, just your normal 1-3 game, as the flop's going to come 7 high. So Fletcher hitting top pair, Frank hitting the last 6, and he's going to check. Redbeard, who was your initial raiser, is going to slide out $200, and he can go runner flush. Fletcher's all in, and Frank cannot believe what's happening here. He has a set, and 2 players are all in. Happy birthday, Frank.
Set of sevens is good. Great raise. Go on in. Hurry up.
Frank does announce all in.
He wasn't lying. He was joking, Frank. What the fuck?
Redbeard said that wasn't a real bet, but obviously it was.
You're free rolling. What the fuck? Like you said.
Redbeard does have some backdoor outs. Backdoor straight draws, backdoor flush draws. Cannot hit a full house.
Fuck 6, fucking 7?
Frank Fox.
4, 5.
You're calling all the hands that could beat you. Come on now.
Oh, not 4, 5. I'm trying to
get there.
Trying to throw myself in the same as 4,
Okay,
5.
Geller does that way.
Yeah, I know.
He calls every hand.
Every hand. What do you have? You have 6, 7, pocket 6s, pocket deuces, pocket 7s,
7-6.
7, 6, 7 deuce.
So Redbeard, who doubled up early on here, knows that he is in trouble with middle pair.
9s, 8s. Come on.
Yeah. Just fucking call Geller.
Redbeard's going to lose $200 in the hand, and Fletcher's going to have to go runner, full house. Fletcher's going to need an ace or 7, or he will be drawn dead. Ace or 7, he's drawn dead.
Oh my God! And I got. Oh, go inside.
Yeah.
Oh, they are going twice. So that 7 was bad. That 7 was bad for Fletcher, as he was drawn dead on the turn.
Yeah. Well, now I'm not.
Can he win?
You can't win. I know. Now I know I'm not gonna win.
Look, they're telling her, don't run it twice. It's a waste of fucking time.
So the dealer did not hear the players say they're going to run it twice.
Don't run it twice.
So the dealer letting the production crew know they're running it twice, so they can flash the graphics up on the board. And Fletcher is drawn dead.
I don't have a heart. I don't have heart.
So Frank going to win the pot worth almost $1,000.
It's fucking hilarious, Bart.
And Fletcher will take another hit to his stack. He's going to have to rebuy. Oh, Frank also went in the small blind game, so he won $10 there. He needs to put a $5 to restart the game. There's the $5 to restart the game. And both Goose and Frank winning over $1,000. Baby Spider heavy and Redbeard in the green. And Fletcher is down $700. George and Eli also down $700. There's the VPIP. Redbeard's only seen 6 hands, but he has voluntarily put money in the pot 2/3 of the time. 3 players in at 50% on the VPIP. $25 straddle under the gun from Redbeard. You can straddle up to half your stack under the gun here at the Texas Card House, Rio Grande Valley.
Backdoor diamond and backdoor straight, which was made me change.
Hey, that one.
Heavy making the call with the Queen Jack.
Maybe I had.
What did he say? What did he say?
Hey, maybe I had King's Queen or Jack.
Hey, what did he say?
And Eli going all in with the computer hand.
He's talking about his hand and how he played it out. He's like, I don't know why I made it 55. I was like,
What did he have?
I was like, I don't know why
Well,
you
once
made it 200.
I make it 55, it's not 200.
Eli's gonna have to hope
But once I do the 200,
that Marty raises here with the 3s. Because if Marty doesn't raise, then Heavy's going to call, and Eli's going to be in really bad shape. You can see the all-ins for 117. Heavy already has $25 in. Redbeard with the King 8 will let it go. Marty announces all in, and that's good news for Eli because it should get Heavy to fold. You can see Heavy wearing the hat with the H on it. That's what the H stands for in his hat. So Eli, Eli is actually favored according to the action tracker. He is no longer favored. So nice raise there by Marty as he got the best hand to fold. So Eli announcing that he is coming back. He's just going to have to run out to the ATM as Marty takes on the pot. And I think that might get Marty. No, I think he's still stuck. Yeah, he's still stuck, but only $119. So one player down $100, 2 players up $100. And Eli down 1,000. He's going to have to rebuy, and he will. Fletcher just announcing he's going to bet 100 dark if it's folded to him, but it's not. Baby Spider with the aces takes it up to 20. Fletcher, let's see what Fletcher has. Fletcher with the Queen 4 offsuit makes the call. Goose with the Jack 9 on the button. And Redbeard with the 8 deuce. So 4 ways to the flop we go. Ace is way out in front right now. And Ace is going to hit top set. Baby Spider looking for an ace or a king for the high hand. Redbeard's going to hit an 8. It might get him in trouble. And it looks like it is, as he's going to bet 55, I believe. 65. Baby Spider with the smooth call. looking for an ace or a king so he can hit the high hand. Redbeard is drawn dead. Oh, and there's the high hand. Flush draw does get there, so Baby Spider going to like that. Hoping his opponent has a flush, hoping his opponent has a king. That's actually a really, really good card normally for Baby Spider. As normally his opponent should have a king or a flush, but we can see that it's not the case.
That's the most of it. What is it?
So the good news is there is a high hand available. The bad news is Goose hit it earlier, so he won $500. So now the high hand is only $100.
Take it all, partner. Take it all.
He's like, give me half.
I won't take it all. I'll take most of it.
I don't know if Redbeard's actually thinking about calling here, or if he's just trying to save face.
Oh, dude. I love it, bro. I really do. I love it. I'm glad I
Redbeard is thinking. Redbeard is asking Baby Spider if he missed his diamonds.
rolling. What the fuck?
Well, Redbeard is thinking about putting on the cape here, making the hero call. He's seeing how much chips he's going to have left.
That's a full partner, not a set of aces.
So Eli is back. Eli is back. And Redbeard is thinking about making a hero call. There's a lot of songs that are titled Hero. You got the Enrique Iglesias song. You got the Mariah Carey song. You got the Nickelback song. All of them titled Hero. You can see he's actually put aside the chips that he will have left if he makes the call. Those are the chips in his right hand. He's really thinking about calling here with an 8. Doesn't want to get bluffed on the stream, as Eli will take care of his rebuy. Oh, he slides the chips forward.
Oh my God!
So that'll be a high hand. And Redbeard is going to be left with crumbs.
No. But wait, there's more.
We need to invite this guy more often.
Hey,
You were good to the river.
yeah, that's what I thought.
So welcome to the chat, Mark
No,
Woods.
he was. Yeah, we can see that. Dave.
He was dead.
Oh, no, but you. I'm going to look like an idiot folding.
No, I don't look like I didn't call you, wait. I know he has aces, wait.
Hey.
I know he has aces.
So that's going to leave Redbeard with about $50 left.
Bro, Baby's better than played a hand all night. We forgot to tell you.
Oh, you didn't tell me?
We forgot to tell you.
I don't want to play this no more, man. Hey, these guys are good, never mind. Fuck yourself, man. Please.
Yeah, the chat letting me know about the other hero songs.
Delete that hand.
Delete, rewind and cut.
Playground Sports Cards saying that Redbeard should have listened to the Tina Turner version, which is We Don't Need Another Hero.
I said, what can he blow
And then
for?
somebody mentioned the Jukebox Hero song from Foreigner. This one guitar!
Oh, he has a set of aces, I know it.
No, he said, you missed your diamond.
Praying in my mind. I was trying to put Frank on 4-5 earlier.
I think the best music video is the Enrique Iglesias version, featuring Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Somebody turn the fan on.
Oh my God, look at the Adam in the fall.
So Eli sits back down, and he is all in on his first hand. Lost the big hand earlier with Ace-Jack suited, looks down at Ace-Jack suited, and he's going all in.
Oh, my God. This is great.
Haven't you made it one rotation? Hey, how long is the stream? I need to reload this motherfucker, man.
So 11 partner.
What time is it?
9:20. I'm a bear.
Fletcher has the best hand right now. Fletcher makes the call. Fletcher makes the call. We are racing here. Deuces versus Ace Jack.
Hey, the most
So Fletcher's in front right now.
I can't beat that, man. You can take it off. Definitely. You know what I mean?
So the classic race, 55 to 45.
Hey, shots, man.
Ooh, ace on the flop, but Fletcher hits his deuce. Eli's going to need a 3 to chop.
Oh.
And Eli's going to lose all his chips. Rebuys for 400, sits back down, goes all in the first hand.
Nobody told me that before I bought in.
And I don't know if he's going to rebuy.
Come here, hey, you had to put 5 on the button, worry about it. What's the rule?
And Eli can only tell Fletcher good game.
Yeah, we're on 5.
Yeah, Eli's out, so we do have another seat open on the stream table. And I wonder if the voices in the announcer's head say, "Sing it, sing it." Which hero song?
No, I put it. Oh, wait, no, I didn't. Well, take it. Give it to baby spider. I wish I would have given it to you, Frank. Frank, I wish I would have given it to you, brother. I gave it to this.
So seat open on the stream table.
Cards, Redbeard. Don't apologize for it. I wanted to give it to you.
$25 on the button, and that is part of the small blind game. And Marty is not going to win the small blind game, so he's going to have to add $5. Heavy raising up the straddle. Looks like he's taking it up to 45. That's Michael Jordan's number when he played baseball. And Frank waking up with the ace-king, just calling here. A little surprised that Frank did not put on the 3-bet. And Redbeard gonna basically call off all of his stack. He has about $12 left. He has live cards. He's actually not in bad shape here, and he's gonna take the lead with a deuce. Heavy slowing it down. Frank putting out a small bet. Redbeard going all in. So there will be a small side pot. So Redbeard, hold on loosely, but don't let go. Trying to hold on with bottom pair here against 3 overcards. And he's still out in front. Needs to avoid an ace, a king, or a jack. And Frank Bennett is ace-king again. So now, Redbeard only has to avoid an ace or a king. There's 4 of them left in the deck. And the announcer going to go twice. So to the river we go. That's going to be Redbeard. And to the second river we go. That's also going to be Redbeard. So Redbeard with the triple up. Redbeard with the triple up now has over $100 in his stack. And looks like we got Rock. Looks like we got Rock taking the seat. I'm sure they were reminding him about his earbuds. Yeah, those are earbuds he has. And we're going to see how much Rock is bringing to the game. And Rock is bringing a big stack to the game. Rock is bringing a big stack to the game as he does take care of his headset. His earbuds, excuse me. So there's the VPIP. Rock just sat down, so he's at 0%. Baby Spider is in at 22%.
They're collecting
Buy some fucking beers and shots. They ain't doing nothing with those.
What the fuck?
You're not doing nothing with those chips. Do something.
Not you around. Hey. High five.
So the table giving Goose a hard time that Goose won the big hand with 5-6 and really hasn't played after that. Marty with the suited ace, going to be raising it up.
Way to go, Marty. Get their ass.
Kind of a small size in. You can see everybody
Me too.
On the side?
calling
On the side?
the raise.
What do you got?
Hold on, partner. I'm looking at my hand. Were you looking at it before? No. I saw 10 and I got offended by, dude, those two chips are.
Redbeard called the $10 with 7-4. Now he needs to call $50, but he's going to let it go.
No flop. And then
So 3 ways we go. Marty way out in front right now with his ace. And everybody's going to miss. Gut shot straight draw for George. Marty, your pre-flop raiser. Not really a good flop, in my opinion, to put out a continuation bet. But that's my opinion. Marty has a different opinion. And Marty's going to put out the continuation bet.
not all of it. Because if you would have gone on it,
George asking for a count. The count is 115. And he's looking at his stack.
you're like, if you would have
Has about $336 in his stack. Has a gut shot. Also has the queen of spades.
No, the funniest part.
But he's going to let it go. And I believe Goose is going to do the same. Yeah, Goose does the same.
There's nothing here that you couldn't miss.
So it is hard to hit a pair. And Marty knows that. So he put out the continuation bet, hoping none of his opponents hit a pair. None of them did.
See you outside. What's up?
So Baby Spider added $5 to the button as part of the small blind game. The only player who's eligible is Heavy, and he's not in his seat right now.
Hey, I know the secret spot.
Hey, dude.
they're fighting another one.
So on Wednesday night,
Makes him jump a little.
at this point, we already had some black chips on the table. No black chips right now. The white chips are worth $1, the red chips are worth $5, and the green chips are worth $25. That's pretty much standard across the board as we have a double straddle on. Fletcher put in $6 under the gun. Frank with the double straddle. Oh, Goose with the triple straddle? Is that a raise or a triple straddle?
It's not
That's how they got me through.
a lot, dude.
Have a good night, Marty. No, see you later, man. Hey, get some racks. Marty's out.
Baby Spider with the suited connectors taking it up to 75. This is not going to work because Goose has jacks.
You're not going to talk him into it the way you talk me into it, dog.
Bro, you should have been there. He does not play a hand.
Goose with a small raise here. Takes it up to 200. Baby Spider has a real good hand that plays good post flop. More importantly, he's going to be in position, so he does make the call and heads up to a $400 pot we go, as it is going to come an open ender for Baby Spider. Goose still in the lead with his jacks, and he is thinking about cutting out a bet here.
Hey,
$442 in the pot, maybe about $250. How about $155? Baby Spider not folding, might be raising here. He just makes the call. I think maybe if the bet was bigger, he might have raised. But 150 into the 400 just makes the smooth call. Has backdoor spades as well. Now Baby Spider picking up a pair to go along with his straight draw. very, very coordinated board for Goose. Not sure how he's going to approach this, as the pot is already over $700. Both these players with over $1,200 in their stack. And Goose is going to continue on here. Looks like 275. And Baby Spider is not folding. The only question is he raising? So to the river we go. Baby Spider with 8 outs. 5, 6, 8, 3. And it's going to be a king. This pot is already over $1,200. The players basically have a pot-sized bet left. And let's see what they do as the action is on Goose. Is Goose going to go into check call mode? No, Goose is going to bet 400. And that's really going to handcuff Baby Spider here, as Goose is only going to have $600 left. So the chances of Goose fold into a raise here is not very good. So even if Baby Spider had Goose on just Ace King, now Goose has hit that king, and he's going to have to let his hand go. $400 to win $1,600 though. Getting a real good price. He's cutting out how many chips he's going to have left if he makes this call. So Goose with a really nice bet here on the river. It's going to get paid off. And we're going to have ourselves a $2,000 pot. So Goose winning a $2,000 pot on this 1-3 game from the Texas Card House Rio Grande Valley. Everything's bigger in Texas.
Hey, what's the most expensive shot y'all got?
And that's going to take Goose to stack up to $2,750. Baby Spider taking a hit to his stack. Redbeard has only seen 11 hands, but he has played over half of his hands. Fletcher, George, Goose, and Heavy all in the 40 percentile. Baby Spider up to 23%. Rock has not played a hand yet, as he's just been dealt in twice.
Anybody want to see that stupid hand with Redbeard's on right now?
No.
Aces.
Dude, he calls it too.
What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Oh, okay. Bro, if he asked me that 20 minutes ago, I would have said, you know what? Stop, you're bothering me.
Oh, the shots are starting to flow.
Dude.
We do stream every Wednesday night here at the Texas Card House Rio Grande Valley, and every Friday night. Tonight we are streaming on the main channel, TCH Live Poker. On Wednesday nights we do stream on the secondary channel, which is Texas Card House, 3 different words. Baby Spider just losing that huge pot is not deterred. Going to jump right back in with the Jack 8. George with the Ace King suited should be bumping this up bigger. Should be bumping this up bigger. As you can see, Fletcher's calling him with Jack Deuce.
Yeah, my girl. I can't drink because I have to
And Redbeard making the call with the King 5. Baby Spider might even come along now that he's closing off the action.
I think I'm gonna need more chips. These guys are better than I thought.
More chips?
And Baby Spider does indeed make the call. So 4 ways to a flop we go. And George is going to be flopping a flush draw. And he's just going to go all in. Baby Spider does have the best hand right now with the eights, but is it going to be good enough for him to call? Does have some backdoor straight draws as well with the jack in his hand. So George with a flush draw and 2 overcards. That is why he's mathematically favored right now, even though he does not have a pair. 56% of the time, if we do go to the river, George will wind up with the best hand. Baby Spider just losing a huge pot. I'm sure that is in the back of his mind. $322. And he's going to be making the call. Does have the best hand right now. But you can see George has 11 live outs available. 11 live outs available. And there it is. Hits it right on the turn. And I'm sure Baby Spider's going to be topping off.
Bro, I have 120. Exactly 120. And I said, yes. I have pocket fours. They raise. I re-raise. And after I re-raise, I have 120. They raise, I re-raise. And I have 120 left. And I said, I can fold it. I'll take my 120. I'm already done.
I like 2.
Let's give it to him, brother. Kings.
Why, you want something else or what?
Hey, Frank. And you know what comes out, Frank? 2, 3, 5.
What?
All the cards except mine.
So George with the win. George actually is from the San Antonio area, but lives down here in the Rio Grande Valley. George actually kind of has a pretty cool claim to fame. I'm sure you know about Texas high school football. Really huge here in Texas. But George actually played on what was or is perhaps the best ever high school football team.
It takes talent to recognize talent.
Now. Yeah, hey.
His team beat Drew Brees. I believe Drew Brees either went to Austin Westlake or Lake Travis. And the team that George played on was San Antonio Roosevelt back in the 90s. But one of the reasons why that team is considered one of the best teams ever is in the same district they had Converse Judson. So at the time back in the 90s, the biggest classification was 5A. So they were in the same district as Converse Judson. They were in the same district as Converse Judson in San Antonio. And here in Texas, at least, you have the Division I and Division II, 5A schools, 4A schools. So whenever they go to the playoffs, depending on their enrollment, they will either go to the big or the smaller one within the classifications. So yeah, you have now it's up to 6A, but back then it was 5A. But it was 5A, and then you made the playoffs, and you would either get in the Division I, bracket, or the Division II bracket. So Converse Judson lost one game that season. They lost it to San Antonio Roosevelt. Both the high schools in the division won the Class A, the Class 5A, which was the biggest at the time, state championship. Judson winning it in Division I, and San Antonio Roosevelt winning it in Division II. So kind of crazy when you think about Texas. Texas has over 200 counties, so talking about thousands of different high schools in Texas. 2 state champions came from the same division. Redbeard is all in. Yeah, so somebody in the chat said that they were going to guess Odessa Permia, and of course, they're famous for the Friday Night Lights. So Redbeard all in with the ace eight,
Hey, if I can fucking drink, brother, he will fucking.
but Heavy out in front right now with the pocket fives.
You didn't see this guy just win a fucking. If I won, I would have fight.
Pocket fives still out in front. Baby Spider with some backdoor hearts available. Pocket fives still out in front. Oh, and Baby Spider put it out of bluff here. Quick call by Heavy. Redbeard gonna need an 8 or an ace.
You, me, already?
A deuce works as well. Baby Spider hits his queen, so Redbeard's gonna have to rebuy.
Yeah, no, did you got one again?
I'll take Edinburg.
Hey, that's the outside part?
Anybody else
My
want
turn?
a drink? Rock, you good?
Oh, you know what? Actually, give me a 1942 double with a side of Clase Azul. Double.
Hey, I want one of those too.
With
Alright, where do I get money from?
Barrel 719.
So Redbeard gonna rebuy. Baby Spider adding on now has over 2,000 in his stack.
What did Rippy have? He didn't show?
That ace high. Oh, it's like shit?
Don't you show him?
I said, that's the side part? Is it my turn?
Yeah, king. Is it my turn? Alright, I'm on.
Hey, no. I don't want that shit.
Small blind game still on.
I want him to lose all that and all that.
Redbeard is back in for 300. That is the minimum.
Nice.
No straddle.
You just put him on.
The chips on top of the button is part of the small blind game, so action is on Redbeard. He has no chips. This is always awkward. Okay, $10 button straddle announced from Frank. Goose is not in his seat. Rock makes the fold. Redbeard just getting his chips.
Put it away.
Letting him know about his phone.
What did I do with this?
Redbeard going to be raising it up with the 10-5.
I don't know, man. There's a bunch of rooms in there. He got hired.
George making the call with the 9 high. Fletcher coming along with the jack high, and Frank with the best hand right now also has the best position as we are going 4 ways to the flop. And it's going to be jack high, top 2 pair for Fletcher, middle pair for George, and George is going to lead out here. Pretty big amount, looks like 52, 57. And Fletcher cutting out some raisin chips. Small raise here from Fletcher. 144 to go. And a quick call from George. He does not want to see a 9 or a 7 as we go to the turn.
Short like yours.
Board pairing on the turn that might save George some chips, as now a jack and a 4 beats him. But it looks, yeah, he's going to check. Fletcher going to continue on here, sizing it up. Looks like about 300. That's 225. This should get the job done. As I said, the jack and the 4 now beats George. So he will let it go. And Fletcher flashing the jack and the 7. Fletcher betting again, hoping his opponent had a jack. But that was not the case.
When I saw that turn, I'm like, hopefully he has a jack.
It's exactly what he just said.
That's why I pissed off.
Hopefully, George has a jack, but he did not.
Yeah, I know, but I wanted you to.
One way, Jack 7 is fair. Easy money. Hey, you better be buying fucking a lot of fucking shots, wait.
Double straddle. Double straddle. $6 under the gun for Marty. Baby Spider making it 12. Action's going to be on heavy as he's getting one of the cards scanned. Now he'll get the second card scanned. Now he will look.
Okay, we need shots. We're doing Casa.
Oh, Jack 10 suited. That's pretty. And he's going to put it in a small raise. Looks like 25. It's 30. Fletcher just went in the last hand, making the quick call. Fletcher with the suited connectors. Frank with the pocket pair. He's going to be making the call as well.
Good order at Casa Azul.
So Guzer's still playing if he wants to come and play his chips.
Redbeard with the aces announces all in. All in with AC Deucey and Marty. And Marty with the ace jack. Do you raise here to isolate, or do you just call? I think you raise because you're putting in half your stack. Or you can also fold. Heavy makes the quick call. Fletcher going to let his hand go, and it's going to be hard for Frank to continue as he does have to avoid a lot of overcards with his pocket eights. Heavy basically telling Frank, if you go all in, I'm folding. I think Frank can call one player. Hard to call two players with the mid pair here. But Frank is thinking about it. Frank really wants to call here, but I think $270 is going to be too much. Frank wears his sunglasses at night. And he will make the fold. So Redbeard is actually out in front right now with the AC Deucey. I think they're going to run it twice. They are running it twice. So chances are it's going to be a chop pot.
I had two call-ins right now. Wait, fuck. Good thing two call-ins right now. Good thing I checked my phone.
Let me get the phone, Gabe. I drink.
I already did. What the fuck?
Drink your beer.
Oh, big flop for heavy. Has a flush draw. Jack or 10 works as well, but that first run out is going to go to Redbeard. So Redbeard with the free roll. Redbeard with the free roll. Heavy going to need to hit a Jack or 10 on this second run out. And now he hits open-ended. And he makes the straight. Makes the straight both times. So that'll be a chop pot. They will chop up Frank's money and Fletcher's money.
Yeah, rip it. You don't ask me, you say it. In my mind too, I said, I'm not gonna ask, I'm not gonna ask, I'm not gonna ask. I said I'm not gonna ask. But then when he has
So Marty would have chopped it up with Redbeard if he would have gone with the ace-jack suited, but $300 was just too much for him to go with his hand.
I didn't even got one. I didn't even got what the fuck?
So only two players in the green.
Hey,
Everybody else in the red, but three of those players down less than $100. Baby Spider with over $2,000 in his stack, but he is actually down $358. And Baby Spider going to put on the under the gun straddle.
But then he has me, I said, man, I only got 8 dudes. I didn't say that. I said you big. Oh yeah, Frank.
Hey, I thought this guy just got ready.
Is there? I told you he got released today.
He's already here. Take a rest.
I don't stop, dog. Ready? Oh, that's mine. Thank you.
Rock with the queens, putting on the bet, and Redbeard ripping it. Redbeard with the sixes. He's going to get looked up by the queens here.
And when your white blood cells are at fucking 15,000, wow.
Yeah, Frank. There. Dusty chips.
So is there any sixes left? Because Frank folded 6-4. Rock making the call. Redbeard does have live suits. He can hit a heart or a diamond flush. So Redbeard gonna have to get lucky. There has been 1 6 that's folded. Normally it would be an 80-20 the percentages, but we did see Frank fold a 6. So Redbeard down to 16% with the sixes. Runner straight possibility. Needs the last 6 in the deck, and he is not gonna hit it.
I had 7-5 with.
No fucking
I swear
way.
to God.
No way.
Nobody cares.
No way.
Goose announces to the table he had 7-5.
Nobody gives a fuck. I said it myself. I said it myself.
Would have had quads, but nobody at the table really cares.
Fuck the bank cave, whatever the fucking barbershop you work at. Fuck the 49ers and America. You haven't said anything all day. Fuck you, fuck you.
Don't forget about the Hijack Poker app. Play poker online and earn real money. The great thing about the Hijack app is you can cash out at any of the 6 Texas Card House locations. I do realize that there are other apps out there. But I don't think in any of the other apps, at least here in Texas, you're not able to actually cash out at a location.
Guys, I'm just waiting to go all in.
The question that I always have is, well, if I win money, how do I get the money? Well, you have to contact your agent's gonna wire you some money or do this and that. That is not the case with the Hijack app. The Hijack app, you win money, you come into the Texas Card House, you cash out. Real easy. Fletcher making the call with Big Lick.
Gotta change my strategy.
And we are going 6 ways to a flop or 7 ways? 6 ways. Queen high flop, heavy hitting a queen. Baby Spider hitting a flusher on a straight draw. Perfect. This is the perfect hand for Baby Spider to check raise here, as he has a straight draw and a flush draw. Multi-way here. Should be putting on a check raise. Wow, he just makes the call.
Way to go, Frank.
See what you just did, Frank? Better big spot.
To the turn we go. Any jack makes a straight, and Redbeard has a jack. Redbeard reloading for $500, and he's going to bet $100. Don't see Baby Spider going anywhere with his flush draw and straight draw. And he does make the call. Frank will get out of the way, and heads up we go.
Or he doesn't have aces this time, I'll tell you that.
I mean, wait for them to know.
And Baby Spider gonna miss. The board does pair, but Baby Spider misses, and he's just gonna check it back. So Baby Spider,
No, I don't check. So why do you check?
Baby Spider playing his hand really passive.
I check.
I don't know if the big pot he lost to Goose earlier is still in the back of his mind.
Guys, come back. Come back. I was right all along.
So Redbeard with the win, nice hand. Marty puts on the $5 on the button. That is part of the small blind game. So Baby Spider's the only one eligible for that bonus this hand. And if he does not win, then he will add $5 onto the bonus.
I gotta come loose to you all, tight fuckers.
And we have exactly 1 hour to go on the stream, as we do have a dealer change here. Should be, I believe, Enrique.
You bought me an hour so I can keep losing, Frank. I was ready to go home.
Satellites begin on Monday, St. Patrick's Day, for the next big tournament here in the Rio Grande Valley. 8 seats guaranteed. $20 buy-in. $20 buy-in. 8 seats guaranteed. So take your shot at turning $20 into $7,500.
I won the last one because I'm really good. There's no way I win 2 in a row.
So I don't know if they're going to do an open hand. They have been doing an open hand.
You didn't want to do 25
Hey, Georgie, can you tell me what's the greens on the
Yeah, so no open hand this time. There is a $10 button straddle. Marty put it on a $10 button straddle. So action will start with Baby Spider. And Redbeard's going to have to scan his cards as the dealer pitching him a little too fast there. You can see that they missed the reader there in seat 3. Yeah, so the dealer letting Redbeard know to scan those cards so we can see what the players have.
7 folds, 8 folds, 9 makes it 50. 9. 9 is
Frank raising it up to 50 with the ace queen.
Where I get invited today? One of those. Hey,
Redbeard with the Dolly Pardon lets it go. Marty on the button has the king 10. He also straddled, so he will put out the extra $40.
I can buy it. I already bought, but I can buy it.
Heavy and Baby Spider also making the call. So we are going 5 ways to the flop. $250 in the middle. And it's going to be jack high. So both Goose and Baby Spider hitting top pair. And Baby Spider checks. Goose putting out a small bet here. Marty gonna float. And I think Baby Spider should be raising here, but I thought he should have raised last hand with his combo draw. Oh, here comes the race. There we go. There's the Baby Spider we all love. So Baby Spider, he comes from a long line of spiders. His dad is known as King Spider. So action on Goose now. Goose with no backdoor draws. Actually has a backdoor straight draw, but no spades, no clubs. He's already cut out the $200, but he hasn't slid it forward yet. And he's going to slide it forward. Marty will get out of the way. And heads up to the turn we go. Goose going to need a 5, 6, 7, 9. Instead, he will get a 3. It is a spade as well. And does Baby Spider slow down now that the flush has arrived? None of these players with a spade in their hand. This pot already up $785. Baby Spider does slow down. Thus, Goose decides to represent the flush. He does not. To the river we go. Goose still going to need a 7. Baby Spider hit a 2 pair. And I don't know if he can get value, but I think he's going to try. $785 in the pot, and he is reaching for, looks like 600. It's $550. Let the dealer Enrique let us know the exact amount. It is $550. I don't see how Goose can call. A lot of things have completed. The flush completed on the turn, and the straight, and 2 pairs completed on the river. So really difficult for Goose to put Baby Spider on a hand that he actually beats. Goose will fold, show the jack, and Baby Spider will win, and he's going to flash the 10. No, he flashes the jack. Flashes the jack. So Goose is going to know he made the good fold. Goose still up $2,000 even after losing that last hand. Frank up $774. He's putting on the double straddle as Fletcher is putting $10 under the gun. Frank is putting on the double straddle to $20. You are allowed to straddle under the gun here at the Texas Card House Rio Grande Valley. You can straddle half your stack. The minimum is $6. The maximum is half your stack. Fletcher straddling $10. You are allowed to re-straddle, but if you re-straddle, you can only double what the initial straddle is. So Frank doubling it to 20. And Goose, who just lost the last hand, looking down at ace. An ace here will let it go. You can see Rock not at his seat right now. That's just going to be a call for Redbeard. Yeah, so Redbeard going to make the call. Fletcher with the ace-10. Gonna be re-raising here. I'm thinking the sizing is too small to get it done, but we'll see what happens here. Fletcher straddling to 10. Frank re-straddling to 20. And everybody does fold. So Fletcher with the raise and take, flashes a 10 to the table, raises $85, wins $80. Not a bad deal there. So Baby Spider down $9. Baby Spider down $9. All right, so I got an update.
What's up? Where are you?
All right, so they were just walking into the booth letting me know that I believe they're going to stop the small blind game and they're going to change it to the stand-up game. They're going to change it to the stand-up game. So they were just coming into the booth letting me know. So in 15 minutes, the players are going to agree to play the stand-up game. They're not going to be standing up as there are some buttons available. And once they start playing that, we will let you know.
Bro, the board pairs, the flush gets there. Like,
We are on a 15-minute delay. It's standard for all the streams to be on a 15-minute delay. I am in the same building, obviously a different area, a different room. So if you're familiar with the Texas Card House Rio Grande Valley, the stream room is right next to the bar. So the stream room is there, but essentially when you first walk into the Texas Card House, there's a little room on your left-hand side when you first walk in, right next to the couch. So that is the room that I'm streaming from. As we are looking at the VPIP, Redbeard playing 21 hands has voluntarily put money in 70% of the time. Rock has only played 12 hands. He's in at 17%. Everybody else has been here since the beginning. So Fletcher leading the way from the players from the beginning at 56%. Baby Spider, he was down at 11% at the very beginning, but he's up to 28% now.
Hey, so when did Baby Spider get fat?
But I am in the same building, like I said. Got my own little booth. And they came into the booth to let me know. They came into the booth to let me know that the players have agreed to play the stand-up game. So we're going to see that in 15 minutes. Oh, Redbeard. Redbeard taking Baby Spider's bucket hat. Trading hats. George with the ace king. How big is the raise going to be? It's going to be 210. The area code San Antonio, where George went to high school. We're 3 hours south of San Antonio. 3 hours directly south of San Antonio. And that raise will take it down.
Okay, all right. You bought 2 XL, all right.
So I'm sure it's happened at other Texas Card House locations, but I believe this is the first time that we're going to be playing the stand-up game here in the Rio Grande Valley. And they're going to play for $25 a person. So essentially, once they start playing the stand-up game, the last player to win a hand is going to owe everybody $25 at the table. So it's going to cost them $200. It really does add an extra dynamic. Like when there's 3 players left in the small blind game, it really does add a different dynamic on their ranges. Redbeard raising it up with the bucket hat, has the king queen. And Marty put it on the quick re-raise to 80 with the pocket tens. Oh, Frank waking up with the jacks here. Does Frank 4-bet? I think he should be in out of position, especially with Redbeard still in the pot. And looks like Frank agrees with me as he's cutting out the 4-bet. The cold 4-bet. Makes it 215. And what does Marty do here? Marty has 351 left, so Marty is either going to have to go all in or fold. It looks like Redbeard ordering some shots. Players look like they're having a lot of fun, as is normally the case here at Texas Card House Rio Grande Valley. And I think Marty's just gonna. Oh, Marty just makes the call. So Marty calling has about half his stack in the pot, and that's actually going to be a good flop for Marty, as he might not lose any more money. Both players do not like the flop. Both players do not like the flop. It might just go check, check. Marty might not lose any more money. Oh, Frank with a tiny $30 bet here. Betting less than 10% of the pot. And Marty making the call. To the river we go. Marty going to need a 10. There's only one left. Any 4 makes a straight. Let's see if Frank puts out another tiny bet or just checks. He's going to check. Marty checks behind. So Marty, not losing all his stack, does preserve $186. And that's going to take Frank up. That's going to take Frank to up to $1,000. Frank winning the small blind game, and I think maybe this is where they agree to play the stand-up game. So one player up 2,000, one player up 1,000, one player up $333. And of course, the March Monster Stack here, the guarantee is going to be $33,333. $10 button straddle from Frank. And Goose raising it to 20 without looking. Rock making the call. And it is folded around to Heavy, who makes the call. Fletcher makes the call. Another $10 for Frank. And Frank says, why not? As we are going 5 ways to $100 pot. These players acting so fast that the action tracker is catching up. Action tracker catching up. It does happen sometimes. But for the most part, the players here in the Rio Grande Valley, they know what they're going to do. No Hollywooding. Rock with the jack. Goose with the 9. Rock raising it up here. So nice raise as Goose betting $15 into the $100. Rock raises it up to 50. Fletcher coming along with his gut shot, needing a 7. And does Goose let his hand go? No, he does not. So 3 ways to the turn we go. Exactly $250 in the middle. Rock with the best hand right now. And Fletcher's going to hit his gut shot. Fletcher hitting his gut shot. Rock continuing on here for $80. Does Fletcher flat call? There are 2 diamonds on the board. And I think Fletcher's thinking about raising. Fletcher cutting out. Looks like 260.
Whichever hand, right?
280 is the raise. So $200 more for Rock.
I lost 4 hands in a row, and I win 1, and I had to buy it. Makes no sense. I'm the one that started buying the shot. I'm the one that started. To what game? This game?
Goose now with a straight draw, needing a 10, but he will let it go. And Rock does not like that 7. Shaking his head.
What's it? First of all, just call me and we can check it out.
I know for sure. For sure you know it's not large.
I'm gonna put. If you don't want to call this, you want to go 100 on the site?
So Fletcher begging for a call here. Rock thinks that he's beat, and he is correct. Rock will show the jack and let it go.
Oh my god. Now I know what you meant by it.
So somebody in the comment section,
We're gonna see it anyway.
Yeah, might as well show it now. Fuck it.
It's only 10 minutes left.
I want to wait 15 minutes. Show it.
is it Bays Live or Bays Live?
I had 9-8.
Just like the 1-3 at home. I probably say this too much, but I will say it again right after we talk about the VPIP. Redbeard in at 65%, leading the way. Baby Spider and Rock on the other end of the spectrum, 27%, but that's still a very good number, as we do have a double straddle here. So we do have a double straddle here. Baby Spider putting out the 12. Body putting out the 6. Baby Spider doubling it. The double straddle is live. Double straddle's live, triple straddle's live, quadruple straddle's live here at the Texas Card House, Rio Grande Valley. Heavy likes what he sees as he's raising it up.
5-9 on the flop.
If we're playing 45,
Raises it to 30.
that's cool. Now we're playing fucking.
George making the call with the suited connectors.
I'm just saying that there's no point.
Goose on the button, lets it go. Rock does the same. Redbeard squeezing his cards.
How big?
He has the 7 deuce.
The biggest it's been tonight has been 65, I think.
30 to 3, man.
And he's going to let the 7 deuce go. Marty looks like he topped off, as now he has over 600 in his stack. Marty makes the call with the...
Yeah, 7 does get way better.
Or the stand-up game.
Yeah, the players right now are talking about changing the game to the 7 deuce game. I think that's going to happen. Well, I know that's going to happen because they came into the booth to tell me.
We got 35 minutes for stand-up game.
35 minutes? 30.
Queen high flop, so Marty out flopping Heavy, but Heavy has a flush draw. And Heavy's going to bet the flush draw. Betting about half pot here. 65. Marty with top pair, not going anywhere.
Hey, Fosachi, are you sure you want to stand up on the street?
Hey, can you bring like
Fosachi,
buttons?
Fosachi, you want to stand?
What does the last one have to do?
We're gonna play a stand-up game, so we can.
And now Marty picking up his flush draw to go along with his top pair. Doesn't raise here.
Everybody cool with that?
Yeah, 25 for everybody.
Hey, can I decide?
I like a check raise. Marty likes just the call.
Alright, stand-up game, I'm in.
Yeah, so Marty added on, but he didn't tell. Marty added on, but you can see the production crew just has him at $91, but he did add on, and I'm pretty sure Marty checked raised.
Bro, hold on. Let me tell you all this story, bro.
Bro, if I'm not just know it's all in blind.
One time, no, check this shit out.
No, he did not check raise. He's going to hit his flush.
Hey, one time we're playing the stand-up game, bro.
There we go. That's what the delay. They were putting in Marty's chips.
Okay, I
466.
down, bro, and I had
Marty hitting his flush, announcing all in.
this fucker, bro, because we're playing the
Yeah, so they're starting the stand-up game, but they're really not going to stand up because it doesn't look good with the cameras. We can see the back of Goose's head.
wet, super wet. This motherfucker bluffs me with 7 deuce.
Good, man. Good.
You voted top
So
pair.
you lost and you won the
Stand-up
7
game. And he won the 7 deuce game.
You voted 8.
Yeah, so you can see they're bringing the buttons for the stand-up game right now.
That good enough?
Yeah.
Oh, every time.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah, so all the players will get those buttons, and after this hand, once Heavy folds,
It's starting right here after this hand, yeah.
So we don't have to stand up.
Heavy's asking for a count.
You can't stand up because I can't.
Yeah, it's getting ready to start.
Giraffe,
I mean, not
Is Heavy actually going to call here?
Not as fun, but it makes it 41.
That's how everybody.
Not as fun. but
Just has ace high.
Everybody on stream plays with buttons, so it's.
440.
He just has ace high.
Silencer fucking stream.
you were down to your last 5, you said? So you would have been good on that fucking ace high, obviously.
Super. I would have won
How much was
The
the pot?
stand-up.
You didn't see me call him
It was
with.
a lot, bro. It was.
You went back to even.
Like,
No.
you didn't see me call him with
You
a.
would have.
So I thought Heavy was just Hollywood in here, but he's actually thinking about calling with ace high.
I should have called.
And. No mames, güey. You're one of those?
Not my turn.
You're one of those, Frank?
I think if you don't have any diamonds in your hand, you can think about hero calling here. But you have diamonds in the hand. You have basically the only hand that misses a flush draw. You can only beat a missed flush draw with diamonds. So Heavy finally going to let it go. And we are going to play the stand-up game. And, of course, they're just going to get the chips. That way they don't block the cameras.
Not when you're on the table, we're reading everything.
In order for you to sit down in the Nick game,
Yeah. You have to, obviously you have to show your hand. If you muck without showing, it's dead. You don't get a point.
So stand-up game or the knit game, they are going over the rules right now. The dealer's going to pass out the buttons. Yeah, stand-up game, knit game has a couple of different names, but
We gave it to the dealer. The small game was $10.
Mine and Frank's
We gave it to the dealer. Okay, so now what is it?
Stand-up game 25.
give everybody a button.
Everybody. The last person that doesn't get a button has to pay 25 for everybody.
Or you want to.
No, hey, the last person.
No.
The last person doesn't get it, right?
Let's do this. The last person that has the button pays everybody. The last person that has the button.
yeah.
You give it to Kike at the
The first time played here at the Rio Grande Valley. I think Baby Spider has played it before, so he is taking lead.
Service. Let me get half a $100.
Get that shit back too. He's trying to fucking.
So in general, you do have to show your hand. You do have to show your hand if you want to get rid of. If you want to get rid of the button, you have to show your hand. And Franks wants to get rid of his hand right away. Wants to get rid of his button right away. Not to say he doesn't have a hand.
Yes.
Oh, Frank with the jack, so he does have a hand here, but it does look suspicious as this is the first hand of the stand-up game. Redbeard going to be giving him a call with the mystery 8. And Marty, who just won the last hand, will get out of the way.
At least that.
Heavy with the suited 10 makes the call. Goose is in his hand as well, trying to get rid of his button. And it's going to come ace high. Redbeard with a small $20 bet here. And Frank raising to 40.
I never fucking said a sixes.
Goose making the call with the gut shot. And Redbeard does the same.
Honestly, when you start worrying about other people's shit, they don't win. Look at record. Watch them on this side. Honestly, watch it.
So I don't know if Redbeard has diamonds or if he has an ace. But is Frank going to fire again with the jacks into 2 players here? He is. Really wants to get rid of the button. Goose still with the same gut shot, needed an 8, and we can see Redbeard does have an 8. And Goose wants to get rid of the button as well, so he's going to make the call. And whatever Redbeard has, I think he has to call here. I mean, he either has a flush draw or an ace.
That's when you would make the game shot, remember?
Yeah, I'm thinking he has ace 8. He's worried about his 8 kicker. Because if he had diamonds, I'm pretty sure he would have already called. So Redbeard with the mystery 8. Oh, he's going to let it go. Goose is going to need to hit an 8 or he's going to have to bluff. Diamonds get there. Frank checks it. Is Goose gonna bluff? Like $300 or $400? It has to be at least 300 for this to work. And he announces 325. And Frank's gonna let it go, and he's gonna show.
I know you were gonna show.
Hey, you ready to take it?
I got it! First hand.
Hey, what's
So Goose is not gonna be on the hook for $200 as he gets rid of his button, bluffing.
So, whatever, if you remind him what?
Yeah, this really does add an extra dynamic to the game.
You have to show.
As at the very beginning, as you can see, the players want to get rid of the button right away. So they want to get rid of the button right away. And then at the very end, when you have like 2 or 3 people left, their ranges are going to be open pretty wide.
Hey, yeah, you're gonna have to
I'm
come back
going
tomorrow
to.
and
I'm
play.
going to.
He has to
If
come
we
back
can be
tomorrow
real
and
here, I'm
play,
going
right?
to.
Straddle on the button.
Warner, as soon as Heavy made a good point. As soon as he switched hats, he hasn't won a hat.
Hey, can you take some cash out?
That's disrespectful, bro.
The only hand he won was when I gave him $225.
He was wearing the fuck. He was wearing your hat.
I gave him
Baby Spider lets go of his ace.
20. You can't fucking see it, what?
Heavy making the call with the suited connectors. Fletcher needs to raise big here. I don't think that's big enough. And the reason why is because of the stand-up game. So Heavy making the call with the suited connectors. George going to come along with the pocket pair. And just like that, we have an over $300 pot pre-flop in this 1-3 game.
Sidney D with his fucking hat like this.
And Fletcher going to hit the king right away. Should be betting at least 100 here. But I think he's going to size it up as he wants to get rid of the button. Yeah, he puts a pot-sized bet on. Yeah, he will show and he will get rid of his button. Fletcher getting a table-side massage, $1 a minute, available here at the Texas Card House.
Hey, wait, can I get $5 back? They told me 15 was the max earlier.
But as I said numerous times before, this 1-3 game is actually more like a 5-10 game anywhere else.
I just thought about that when you put 10.
Yeah, well, I was gonna tell you, but I wanted to.
So they haven't reset the hand yet. You can see the cut card to the dealer's right. That cut card actually also has sensors on it, so he'll rub it right there. There you go. So the square where the community cards go, there's also sensors there. All right, so Baby Spider taking his bucket hat back. And there is a $10 straddle for Madi. As Baby Spider looks down at some suited connectors. Going to be calling for sure. Might be raising, just calls. George making the call as well. Fletcher not having to worry about winning a hand, as he has already done so. Redbeard raising it up here with the Jack 3 offsuit. He wants to get rid of that button. And Baby Spider's going to look him up, but Baby Spider actually has the worst hand. Frank also with the 10-7. Yeah, so Baby Spider going to have to get pretty lucky here, as a 10 and a 7 has been folded. Clubs are available for him.
Not a penalty.
Baby Spider checking. Redbeard putting out a bet, which is going to get the job done. He needs to showing the card, getting rid of his button. So three players have gotten rid of their buttons. 6 players to go. So they also came in the booth earlier to let me know that the free row
Before everybody fucking.
is in the money.
I didn't even, to be honest, I didn't even remember that.
There were 50 entries in tonight's free row.
I swear, I didn't
Top
even think
5
about that.
paying. So they are in the money in the free roll. Let's bring up the poker at list to see. Yeah, they are 5-handed. So they came into the booth to let me know. T-Rich, who normally plays on our Wednesday stream. T-Rich, who normally plays on our Wednesday stream. He is not at the final table, but his wife's at the final table. Baby Spider just making a comment that he can't believe that Javi is not at his seat since this small blind game is going on. All right, and I guess he heard him because he's back in his seat. George with the deuces, limping. Marty with the Jack-8 of hearts, raising, put it on the 3-bet. Redbeard raised it. Not sure why Redbeard raised it, considering you've already won the small blind game. And I think he realized that after the fact, and he's going to fold. And we're going to go heads up, Jack-8 versus deuces. Marty hitting the deuce right away. Nothing but diamonds. Should probably go check bet.
Yeah. When he was like, hey, that's a good way to do it, I was like, bro, I didn't even think about this. I was just pissed because I pulled a flush.
Oh, George.
On their hand, the diamond counter had diamond.
George betting 120 here, fighting for this pot.
I was withdrawing for the 8 deuce earlier, right?
You knew that was no good.
So George fighting for this pot. But Marty,
Got his ass.
George can only smile, knows that he got caught. Marty shows the Jack-8.
Oh, I should have called.
So George
Coulda, shoulda, woulda. I don't know.
with the jab, Marty with the knockout punch. Then there were 5. So 5 players left with their button. And Javi is going to be straddling, Heavy, excuse me. And Heavy, it's showing he has about $500 in his stack. No, $400 in his stack. Yeah, those are all green chips. It's kind of hard to see because the felt is also green.
Oh, whoever wins?
You put it in the middle and then we play for it. My partner, I need the 25.
No, no.
I'd rather get my quarter.
Hey, we're doing open hand. We're doing open. 4-card open hand. 5-card open hand.
No. Oh, we can't do 4 or 5 cards.
George with the ace-queen.
After the stream, we can do the open hand. But right now,
And he's just going to limp, hoping somebody raises, and then he's going to re-raise.
Open hand sounds good.
5-card open hand. And when the stream's gonna be done by the time we finish the stream.
What if I win again? What if you win again in the hand? So we don't know that.
What is that?
Because we don't have a chip, you don't have a chip, and Mike doesn't have a chip. What if we win like 5 out of the next?
I'm still trying to win. I'm trying to win a poker hand.
Of course.
Baby Spider just calling, and Heavy
I'm saying we have to do it. I'm saying the stream's gonna be
checks
done.
his option. 4 ways to the flop we go.
Okay. It's 20 minutes.
And it's going to be a jack-high flop. So open ender for both George and Redbeard. Top pair for Heavy.
My boy. Always coming along for a fucking chip.
And he makes the call. George just going to make the call as well. So 4 ways to the flop, 4 ways to the turn.
So this is where I flip off the camera. This hand right here. I'm already setting up.
Board pairing. So the Jack-3 now way out in front. Did Heavy's Fritos change to Lays?
That's it. Yeah, that has to be it. Because we just started right now.
I can't rewind, but I thought he was eating Fritos. Now he's eating Lays.
Camera, because it's on me right now, it's blocking it halfway. Yeah, No, George just said right now. Look, there it is. Oh my fucking goodness.
So Baby Spider gonna get rid of his button, and now we're down to 4. So there's this video that I just recently saw about Paul George in the All-Star game, the basketball All-Star game. And it looks like his number changes from 13 to 14 after he dunks. So I'm sure you can look it up. But if you're bored or just curious, it's Paul George at an All-Star game. He goes in for a dunk and he dunks. Of course, he's famous for wearing the number 13, PG-13. But then after he dunks, as he's running away from the basket, it looks like his jersey changes to the number 14. Actually, Paul George is number 8 now that he's with the Sixers, choosing to wear number 8 to honor Kobe Bryant, who grew up in the Philadelphia area. George with the 6s, wanting to get rid of his nip button here. Makes it 110 to go. Normally this would work, but with the knit buttons, I don't know if it's going to work. So who's the last one that's going to be left with a knit button?
I'm not folding no more.
Rock doesn't want it to be him as he makes the call. Baby Spider gets out of the way, so heads up we go. One of these players is going to get rid of their knit button. One of these players are going to get rid of their knit button. And it might be George. As Rock checks, George goes all in. Rock can only shake his head. George will show to get rid of his knit button. And then they were 3. This is where it gets really, really interesting. Then they were 3. So we have Frank, Rock, and Heavy left. Frank, Rock, and Heavy left. Everybody else has gotten rid of their knit button. So who's going to be left with the $200 tab? Heavy's not even at his seat.
Hey, who's that? Is Frank and Javi?
No, there was no.
That's how you lose a fucking title.
There was no 8. I had the 8.
So Rock,
You're dead.
Heavy, or Frank? Who do you think is going to have to pay the $200 tab? Rock with the ace-queen raises it to 35. Normally I like this raise, but with the net game, he's going to get looked up multiple ways.
I'm gonna spend 35 so I can get 25.
Makes sense.
I'm voting. I draw my 25.
Goose with the 4s, making the call.
I'm in, baby.
Has the best hand right now.
Chill out. What the fuck? Don't put a 5 on it.
And there's the queen for Rock. I think he's going to bet pretty big here. He bets 75. Oh, wow. Redbeard calls him with the gut shot. Everybody else gets out of the way. Redbeard does not want to see an ace. All 10, all 4 10s are available for Redbeard. Oh, and he hits the 10 right on the turn. So Rock is not going to lose his nip button. And does Redbeard just string him along here? I like it. I like another call. You have the ace of spades in your hand. You don't have to worry about the spades. I like just the call here, Redbeard. Just the call. He is not calling. Yeah, Rock's going to know that Redbeard has him beat.
He's protecting the Heavy.
Fuck Heavy.
Well, let Brock win.
And he's like, what the fuck, bitch?
Fuck that bitch.
So Rock is now wondering why he agreed to play the nit game. But as I said, it does bring a lot of action.
And then they say, this motherfucker has ace.
Feel bad. I've been asking everybody to make sure you hit the like button, and I have not hit it myself. There we go, up to 29 likes.
Everything
That's how I get paid.
My Joker dies.
And then Chris, what did you say I had? Yeah, they're right here.
My Joker dies.
Oh, Rock thinks Redbeard's making a move on him here. Does he want to spend another 200? Oh, Rock's going to make the call. Only drawn to a chop. There's only one jack left.
Don't forget the 2.
There's nothing left I can do, right?
Going all in.
Yeah, Redbeard announcing all in. Man, I think if you call the raise on the turn, you kind of have to call here. It's 250 to win 1,000. You just have to make the crying call. Once you call on the turn here, I think you have to call. And Rock knows that. And Rock is hating the nit game. Down in the front, Heavy. Thank you.
Don't do a Dave and call your hand and fucking still call.
Yeah, I think he just has to pay this off.
Brother, I caught every hand. I made the rifle. Caught every hand. I made the rifle. And I like this guy more. Yes. I would have rather gave you that shit than fucking stupid spider bitch.
Wait, you went for a spider? Fuck the spider bitch.
Spider dick.
Spider dick.
I can afford.
Oh, Rock lets it go. So he does save $250, but he might be on the hook for another $200 if he loses the nit game.
Oh, you already.
I'm gonna make him wait 15 minutes.
Hey.
No, he got rid of his button already. No, baby.
Penalty.
My drink.
Yeah, so Redbeard doesn't have to go because he already got rid of his button. So we're down to 3.
I'll make
Frank on the button, put it on the straddle. I like that. Rock, who is in the big blind, and Heavy, who has the backwards baseball hat.
Queen jack. Queen jack. Queen jack.
Everybody else has gotten rid of
Hey.
their nit button.
Oh, what is it? Ace jack. No, queen jack is a nut. Oh, ace jack. Ace jack.
I don't think he had it.
Guys, come on, guys, come back.
Goose with the Doyle Brunson will let it go. Rock is in the big blind, but I believe there was a straddle. Yeah, dealer let him know there's a $10 straddle, and he pretty much has to play. Heavy with the ace. No, yeah. I kind of like just the rip from Heavy. I know it's not GTO, and I know it's kind of a bad move in general, but with this nit game going on, you got an ace in late position. I think I'm ripping there, to be honest with you. Queen high flop, nobody with a queen. Redbeard with a 5. Frank with an 8. And Frank is going to bet this if it's checked to him, as he should. Normally, you should be betting a pair if it's checked to you, but especially... Oh, is Heavy raising?
35 to win 25.
Heavy raises and gets a snap call from... Is Fletcher still in the hand? Fletcher has cards in front of him. I don't see Fletcher's cards listed.
Well, Rock, there's nothing much I can do.
Well, yeah, what else?
I was on tilt with that fucking Jack 9. Wow.
Yeah, Fletcher's in the hand. Rock is not in the hand. I don't know what Fletcher has. I'm guessing he has a queen if he's firing again here.
Flush gets there.
Oh, Rock is bringing some backup. Reloaded for 1,000.
We're catching up, Rock.
Fletcher has to have a queen here. So it's going to cycle through. That's what we're waiting on, for the action catcher to catch up. But for Fletcher to call on the flop and for Fletcher to be leading here on the turn, he has to have a queen.
Well, what else am I gonna do? I already bet 3 of 100. No,
And Frank calling him with the 8, trying to get rid of his nip button.
You know he's not gonna call.
That was 50. 25 gave us either, I guess. Yeah, over 25. Thought I should've done that.
9 on the river. That is a 9 of spades. 9 of diamonds.
I like your theories. I like it.
And is Frank going to call, hoping here Fletcher's bluffing with the 8?
Hey,
Rest in peace, partner.
What's that?
you're gonna lose that 100 and 225 more, dog. Appreciate you.
Yeah, any 7 makes a straight. Frank asking Fletcher what 7 he has.
Oh, no!
And Fletcher had 2 pair. Oh, Fletcher hit the river. Does Fletcher have 9-5? No, 9-6. Fletcher had 2 pair. So still the same 3 players left. We have 4 hands to go in tonight's stream. We have 4 hands to go in tonight's stream. So I think we're gonna figure out the winner beforehand. I hope.
6 life straddle.
Oh, you got it? I was gonna put 15.
So 6 live straddle, 4 hands to go in tonight's stream, and 3 players, or actually 2 players. 2 of the 3 players have in a hand,
Using my glasses on first.
so we can figure out who wins the stand-up game.
My reflection on Spanish glasses. You see your card is liquid.
So Rock pretty much calling the straddle blind, knowing that he needs to be involved in the hand. Baby Spider with the 4s makes the call. Heavy with the Jack Deuce, he's going to be making the call as well, trying to get rid of his button. George with the 7-6. He's in the low jack. He makes the call. Fletcher does the same. Oh, Frank's going to rip it here with the jacks.
I saw it in his eyes. I saw it in his eyes.
And Rock's going to shake his head because now it is down to Rock and Heavy. Now it is down to Rock and Heavy to see who's going to have to pay the $200.
Nobody's calling. Nobody's calling.
If I lose,
I hope you do.
Chris ain't calling that shit. Fuck no.
Nobody's calling that.
Fletcher,
how much is it?
don't be that
How
guy.
much is it?
Fletcher asking for a count.
It's a weekend's worth of haircuts. That's how much it is.
I have a big hat.
I'm glad people with open hands think they have big hands.
9-7.
I thought I had
So
big
Frank has about 900 in his stack.
Yeah, I fold because Red Beard said. Let's see a flop. Yeah, let's see a flop.
Oh,
Let's see a
hey,
flop.
Jack.
Yeah, he probably had
Give
a
him a
king
fucking
jack.
5
Yeah,
before
jack.
the flop.
Let's see a flop.
Wait, let me see.
Wait, let me see one more time.
He didn't show.
Oh,
Oh, Frank didn't show. Frank did not show the jacks. He doesn't get rid of his button. He only showed 1 card.
No, you're a loser. He showed 1 card?
Frank needing to show both cards to get rid of his button just shows the jack, and he can only laugh at his stupidity.
Hey, you did all that shit for nothing.
For sure, Frank paid the
You
200.
lose your button.
100%?
So still 3 heads to go for the night. Who's gonna be left with the last?
Picked up 60 bucks.
How much was that? Like 60, 70? No, like 75?
Who's gonna be left with the last nip button? Heavy making the call with the suited connectors.
Bro, that's tough, man.
He should have won. He should have won.
That's awesome.
He thought he was so good with that 1 card.
Hey, like I said, at least you're only paying $10 now per person.
No, he's paying 200.
What does Rock have? Yeah, Rock has 5-3. He has to play.
Yeah. Hey, right. But he
Redbeard with the ace, just making the call. So both Heavy and Rock in this hand, having a chance to get rid of their nip button. It's going to come queen high. Gut shot for Redbeard, needing a jack. Has the best equity right now. Well, actually, the sevens of George with the best equity. Goose betting here with just 6 high.
And to get paid, you have to play for somebody.
And Goose going to take it down with the 6-4. So 2 hands to go in tonight's stream. 2 hands to go in tonight's stream. T-Rich invaded my booth.
You have to play the somebody.
Yeah, so T-Rich, who normally plays on our stream, just calling to give me an update on the free roll tournament. His wife taking second place tonight, so congratulations to Miss T-Rich on her second place finish. More importantly, winning more money than T-Rich. Gets to hold that over his head.
George. Hey, George.
There's the V-Pip. And we have a mystery jack from Adi. I think Heavy should have just ripped it here with the ace jack of hearts.
There needs to be a standard. If not, you will get out of control. That is my answer to the
25 max.
for the live stream. 5x, whatever the
five is. Okay.
So we allow 25 on Runner Beach because it's 5 rating to private.
Yeah, but Friday night hold to be a
2-5.
I think Heavy. Oh, ooh, Redbeard with the kings.
Come to an agreement before the stream starts. Yeah. As the stream is going, it's gonna be 5x. Yeah. When the stream's over, can we? Oh, partner, you fucking all your stack. I don't give a fuck. Okay, we'll count.
No, half stack.
Yeah, Redbeard just putting in a big raise here. I don't see how Heavy gets. I don't see how Heavy folds his hand.
Oh, baby, here we go. Button and wrist.
They do it, Frank. George.
Yeah, Heavy goes with it here, and Heavy's gonna need to hit an ace.
Here's we're showing.
Heavy, I'm rooting for
I think Heavy's gonna hit an ace. So they're running it twice. But only the top board will count. Yeah, Heavy does hit his ace. Yeah, Heavy does hit his ace. It's probably going to be a chop pot, but oh, he has hearts. Does he scoop? He scoops it. So we are down to 2 players, and we have 1 hand left in tonight's stream. It's either going to be Frank, who shouldn't be in this position because he did win a hand, but he forgot to show his hand.
Can he not show his hand whenever he has a loser, please?
No, George.
Okay. Next time he has a loser, can you just muck it, please?
George, this is the funniest thing. He shows ace jack. I was like, what do you have? Wait, kings? He peels a flop, ace jack 4. He's like, that
Hey, River,
So last hand of the stream, if you still haven't hit the like button, make sure you do take care of that,
I can't see that
as it's either going to be Frank or Rock on the hook for $200 in the stand-up game. They're the last 2 players that haven't won. As I said, Frank should not have been in this position, as he did win a hand but forgot to show it.
What's this?
Oh, they're chopping it. So Frank and Rock agreeing just to pay $100 each.
Yeah, he pays.
Is it mine? That's mine?
Yeah. Alright, hey, let's play it again.
10 on the button.
Give everybody the button back.
All right, so Frank and Rock chopping it up, and this will be our last hand of the night.
Hey, are y'all ready to keep playing it? Like, keep playing it? Huh?
Oh, no, Marty, don't leave.
Okay, Okay, so
No way, Spider did it too? Oh.
Spider, I'm out.
No, I can't leave money in Spider.
So last hand of the night. Let's see how this ends. And as I said, if you still haven't hit a like button, make sure you take care of that. It's how I get paid.
I actually want to get a massage.
Looks like we have an interesting last hand here, as everybody's just calling to raise here. Marty making it, no, Redbeard making it 75 with 8-3. Frank with the deuces. He's going to make the call. Baby Spider hitting a 9. Redbeard, your pre-flop raiser, puts out a tiny $25 bet. Baby Spider going to be raising it up with the best hand. And this should get the job done. And looks like it will get the job done. So who won, who lost? That's what everybody always wants to know. How'd the stream go last night? Who won, who lost? Well, the big winner tonight was Goose. And Goose winning $2,200. Frank, even though he lost the stand-up game, winning $800. Baby Spider making a comeback, $250. Fletcher also making a comeback. And Marty booking a small win. Everybody else in the red. So that'll take care of things tonight. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody who joined us here.